I think it's that I look at my whole life and I see the awful, terrible things in my life and turn it into something funny.
It's time to start the show. The gang is ready. Let's go. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts. Oh no, let's go crazy.
Yes!
Wow.
Hasn't gotten old yet. Welcome.
I've been thinking of that every day.
Which part?
All of it. It's weird. Like different parts of it will kind of creep in. Like Jim and Sam. That one, or I'll just be thinking the gang is ready. It's almost like background music. Or background noise when you have a fan on. It's that. Or the Jim and Sam. It's not even, I'm not even hearing it. It's like when you hear the whir of a fan. You don't even hear the fan anymore. It's just there.
Do you ever
wow.
Have you gotten to this part yet? Then we go, oh no, let's go.
No, I don't think of the Prince song because I've heard this. Yet. No.
We'll just let it play out.
Yeah, you should. That's what we do. Every morning on the Asylum.
We could turn it down a little.
But we got to get crazy.
No, we are.
We got to go nuts.
If I'm too crazy, I can't do the show.
Oh, that's no good for the Asylum. That's a terrible caveat.
No, it's too crazy. It's no good.
Right.
You'll be just crazy enough to run the Asylum effectively.
Right. You're not in the Asylum. You got to run it.
Well, I'm a little bit of both, you know.
Whoa. We don't have anything to stall for this morning, do we? Because yesterday when we had to stall for our first guest, I ended up having to talk about having sex with The Rock for like 20 minutes, and it wasn't something I wanted to do.
Today there's nothing to stall for.
Okay,
I do have an announcement I have to start with.
Right.
Because I'm really bad at plugging stuff, like when it first goes on sale.
Like my butthole.
That I'm good at plugging. Kidding, all it takes is my dick, a rolling pin, and 3 fingers. Town Hall. I've only done Town Hall once. That was 2002 when the Opie and Anthony show when I first started going on. I'm doing it for the New York Comedy Festival, Saturday, November 11th. Tickets go on sale. I don't know. The pre-sale is today at 11 a.m. They just told us last night. And here's the code. I don't know why I'm giving this to you. I've tweeted it. FNYCF. I don't know what that means.
FNYC.
Funny Comedy Festival.
Or fuck the New York Comedy Festival. I don't know. Fuck New York Comedy Festival. FNYCF.
Huh.
I don't even know where to get the tickets. Just go to New York Comedy Festival's website. They didn't put a link.
So probably Ticketmaster.
You think so?
Yeah.
Just Google that shit.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Town Hall, New York City, November.
Saturday, November 11th. Yeah.
Wherever Town Hall tickets are sold, that's probably a Ticketmaster venue.
Okay.
You can also, I think, you can go to FYE and go to the Ticketmaster venue in FYE.
I usually go to the Wiz, but I mean FYE would work too.
Yep. Or you can line up at the box office this morning.
I've done that. Have you ever stood out overnight for tickets?
No,
You're probably too young for it.
I did once.
To see who? Pearl Jam?
No, Radiohead. A long time ago, they were doing a special show.
They play Creep?
I don't know. I didn't get there.
Wait. You camped out overnight and then they were sold out?
It was a very, very... I think it was the Bowery Ballroom.
But did you camp out overnight?
Yeah.
And then did you get tickets?
No.
So you just got a nice camping?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Are you playing Ascension Millennium right now?
Maybe that's why I let it play out.
I've stayed...
I once camped overnight for Corey Feldman tickets.
I don't know. You're still not going to get them.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I was there by myself all night, and there were plenty of tickets available.
I kind of miss those days.
As it turns out, I could have purchased at the door night of the show. You would do a thing where you get a bunch of white kids. New Brunswick. I forget the name of the place, the ticket place. It was like off George Street. It was not a good neighborhood, and they would first thing in the morning. You'd stay out all night. We did it for Ozzy tickets in like '84, and I remember staying up all night and playing a boombox which was running out of batteries. And as it got to be like 1 or 2 in the morning, you're like, oh, this is not a great idea.
Foo Fighters did that last year.
You only get them in person?
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was called like Battle the Bots. Like that's what they call it.
Oh, okay.
We're going to fight the Foo Fighters.
And so the first day of tickets, you could only get them at the box office of each venue.
Did they sell out?
I don't think they sold out at the box office because they were playing like stadiums like Citi Field.
Oh, right.
But, those first days...
The hardcore fans.
Yeah, people were able to just line up and get the tickets.
What a great idea. I remember one time I was at another Ozzy show, and it was probably even earlier. It might have been 83 or 84. My mom gave me her credit card, and I went to Madison Square Garden to get online first thing in the morning. Tickets went on sale. Mm-hmm. And I remember there was a shitload of people there. I think it was either Ozzy and Metallica or Ozzy Motley Crue. And I remember standing in the line, and there was like 5 different lines. So the ticket person opened it up, and they're only letting one line at a time through. So there's a guy next to me holding up a picture of him and Ozzy. He had a picture of Ozzy. It was probably 84 actually, because Ozzy had fucking frosted hair in the picture, and he's holding up this picture of him and Ozzy, and the ticket line let his line through first.
Because he had a picture with Ozzy?
They didn't know which line led through.
Yeah.
So we finally got there, and I got up and I ordered my tickets, and my mother had given me an expired credit card. I was so...
And you can't take out your cell phone and ask her for another one?
Dude, I had nothing. I was probably 16 years old.
Oh, no. Did you have to walk away all dejected with no tickets?
I had no tickets.
Oh, no.
I had no Ozzy tickets. And there was one show we came to... that was probably... I actually did get tickets for that, but there was one show we came to in the Garden where on the way to the Garden, they told us the show was canceled.
Oh, no.
Because social media didn't exist. So you had they said he had broken his leg or she had injured his leg. I'm guessing it might have been ticket sales. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or he might have hurt himself. Or he might have been drunk.
I didn't do anything cool growing up. I didn't do anything cool until much later. So I would never have... By the time I was, like, going to concerts a little bit more regularly, I would just get the tickets online.
I wish that existed.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I was afraid of new experiences. Like, I wouldn't, when tickets would go on sale for something, I wouldn't know exactly how to do it. So instead of just asking or finding out or something, I would just put my head in the sand.
And just not do it.
And just let it pass me by.
So weird.
Yeah, no, I was afraid of any kind of new experiences. And also, I didn't know how crazy, like, in middle school, I liked White Zombie and Korn and bands like that. But, like, you know, it's one thing to put it on your Discman and just rage out to it. But I'd heard some crazy things about those concerts, so I was a little worried about that. I wasn't going to go. I was too much of a wiener to go to those.
I never saw anything crazy. What
about Nuts?
No, not yet. Not at a concert, no. It's all kind of, you just go and you see the show. I'm sure shit happens. I've just never really seen it.
It's really not that big of a deal. Anybody can go.
You used to have to go to record stores. Record stores would sell tickets.
Oh, yeah, I used to go to record stores.
What was the place? There was a place in New Brunswick. I know anybody from Jersey who's hearing this is fucking screaming. It was off George Street. I can't remember the name of the place that you'd go. They still exist, but they've moved locations. It's where bands would do like signings and meet and greets and shit.
In New Brunswick?
Yeah, it was in New Brunswick. Can you look that up?
I have no idea. New
Brunswick ticket. It's George Street Records or some shit. I forget what it was called.
I used to go to Vintage Vinyl to get tickets.
That might be it.
Well, that wasn't in New Brunswick.
Wasn't there a Vintage Vinyl in New Brunswick?
No, that was off Route 1 in Ford.
I think there were a few of them, though.
And Vintage Vinyl is awesome.
Maybe there was a few of them.
Because there used to be commercials for Vintage Vinyl. Didn't they used to have local commercials for it?
Probably, but there's only one.
I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember if it was Vintage Vinyl. I do remember Vintage Vinyl. I'm not sure if that's what I'm thinking. For some reason, I'm thinking it was in New Brunswick.
I don't remember anything in New Brunswick that sold records offhand, but I mean, I was, in the late 90s, early 2000s doing that, so...
Sam Goody's?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking the 80s. This is the 80s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we might not be thinking of the same thing.
Probably not.
Fords. My grandmother was... She's from Fords, New Jersey, I mean.
Yeah, Vintage Vinyl.
Yeah, they had no sidewalks in Fords.
No?
No, it was all great. You'd walk, you were either in the street or somebody's lawn.
I just went down there for the record store.
No, it was weird. My grandmother lived there.
Maybe it's just your grandma's house.
No, it was the whole block.
Maybe she's just too poor for sidewalks.
Exactly.
Brandywine Avenue.
Was that the one that farted in the car all the time?
She used to
that
pass
was
gas constantly.
That was my mother's mother, and my father's mother lived on Brandywine Avenue in
Just
Fords.
creamy flatulence every time he got in the car. It was disgusting.
She was so mad when I asked her.
Well, it's because it was true. It was 100% true. I would only go to I go to wrestling shows every now and then, but that was only if my parents helped me get tickets or a friend got tickets. Other than that, I didn't do anything until I was pretty late in high school, if not approaching college. I did nothing.
Well, yeah, I was in high school. I was a freshman or sophomore.
That's early in high school.
Yeah, but still high school. It's a lot of people going younger. I mean, I was still, whatever 83 was.
I was past the point of being able to drive before I started actually doing anything of note.
You missed so much.
Like what?
I'm just saying, if you...
Shows.
Yeah, don't you kind of regret, having that...
I remember we were talking about the Up and Smoke tour the other day, and I think I was a senior in high school. The Up and Smoke tour, I think, was in 2001, and that was, the coolest tour of that year. It was Eminem and Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and, everybody, and it was, this combination of hip-hop and rock. I think there were a couple... I think Limp Bizkit might have been there. Maybe I'm wrong, but there was, a combination of rap and rock acts because they were trying to appeal to Eminem's audience, pretty much, which was white kids and black kids. So everybody was going to this show, and I would remember just hearing about it, and it was such a foreign concept. And this was I was a junior or senior in high school. It was a foreign concept to how they would go. I don't understand. How would you go and get tickets? And then what? You just drive to the venue? Do you park there? I don't understand. How do you find your tickets? What if you get lost?
You're retarded. Yeah. It's not complicated.
It seemed like such a foreign world.
You know who I bet experienced more things at that age?
Everyone.
Bobo probably.
Bobo would wander out on his own. Bobo's got a good knowledge. You know what I mean? He would find his way.
Yeah, I bet Bobo had more mid to late teen adventures than you did.
I bet he did too.
Yeah.
I bet he got laid more too. No, not me. I was at home. I was making bootleg wrestling tape copies. I was not getting laid. I was not going to concerts. Nothing.
I may have an answer to my question. What the name of that place was? Yes, Lauren in New Jersey. I don't know if we're thinking of the same place.
Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Sam. I love you guys.
Oh,
Jimmy,
thank you.
It's Cheap Thrills.
I remember Cheap Thrills. Where was that located?
It was in New Brunswick. I don't know the exact street.
Yeah, maybe that was the place.
That was the place to go. That was the only place you could go to get tickets without going to Manhattan or something.
Okay, Cheap Thrills might have been the place where you'd stay out overnight. It was right off George Street. I just don't remember. Thank you very much.
They have one of those Ticketmaster outlets.
You're welcome, guys. Have a good one.
No,
Thank you.
Ticketron is not what Jimmy was talking about. Justin is you're wrong.
Did they
Justin.
have one of those Ticketmaster outlets inside the record store?
I don't remember. A lot of times you would go there and they would physically just order the tickets or have the tickets. I think a lot of them were bootleg. They probably would order from the store.
It's like I didn't even know when tickets would go on sale. I didn't know how anybody got this information, so I would just avoid it completely. Because, I didn't want to be humiliated and go, 2 days before the show, to FYE and go, do you have any more tickets to Up in Smoke?
They'd be on flyers and zines and...
Yeah, no, I wasn't cool like that. I didn't know. I didn't have any of that information.
I was scared to go. I bought a ticket once that for a concert I knew I'd never go to. I bought a Rush ticket for $35 when I was 13. It was in North Brunswick, and there was some record store in the North Brunswick little shopping area, and I guess they were bootleg tickets. So I went and bought my one ticket, kind of knowing that I would never go through with it.
Was it like a ticket resale place?
I don't remember.
They had one of those in my mall. Those weren't bootleg tickets. They were just early versions of scalpers.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean scalper, not bootleg scalper. I mean, so the guy he sold me the ticket, and I knew I would never find it. I still remember what the ticket was, a burgundy ticket, and I'm like, I'll never get anyone to go with me. But I bought it like I was going to go through with it, but I just couldn't find anyone, and I just didn't wind up.
You didn't go by yourself?
No, I was never going to go by myself at that age.
Yeah.
No.
How old were you?
Probably 13.
Oh, I see. So you couldn't even get there on your own.
No, I remember my dad had to drop us off for when I went to with these two brothers, Elias and Tony, and we went to the Garden. That's when we went to see Ozzy, and he had handcuffs. Tony had handcuffs because he's like in a band. He's like, that's get early 80s.
It's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
And the cops took him.
They did?
Yeah, they took his handcuffs. I remember the whole way we were talking. He's like, yeah, but if handcuffs are bad, how come they have them?
That's such a great point.
Yeah,
When
you're 15, that's an amazing point.
Things make sense. Yeah.
When you're 16, that's a fucking point you can win the Supreme Court with.
Yeah.
You're fucking exactly right.
You go home and tell your parents the observation you made, and your parents are just like, what a stupid kid.
Yeah, they go, why would he have handcuffs for what?
Doesn't make sense. Police have handcuffs for a reason.
That was the leather motorcycle jacket.
Sure.
You'd wear that and your handcuff. I didn't have a. I probably had
on your belt buckle or your belt
yeah,
loop?
he did. Yeah, I didn't. I think I had my Ozzy for President shirt. He had a Bark at the Moon Ozzy for President. Not the greatest shirt.
But that was the other problem too. I wasn't going to go to any of these concerts because I didn't know how to dress cool. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff. It was all a foreign concept to me. I remember one time in 7th grade, I was trying to figure it out. How you dress cool? All I would do is wear Old Navy jeans and wrestling T-shirts all the time. I don't understand. My powers of observation were garbage. Because I couldn't just look around and be like, well, that guy's cool. So I was like, oh, that's what's going on. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, if you're going out shopping or you're going to the mall or something, can you see if you can find me some Tommy Hilfiger T-shirts? She was like, what do you want that for? What do you mean Tommy Hilfiger T-shirts? I'm like, can you just get me T-shirts that say Tommy Hilfiger on them? And she was like, why? And I go, I don't know, because that's what I want. That's what I'm into. And she was like, okay, Sam. Never happened. She did not.
Do you think she held you back from being cool?
I think so. She was like, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that.
Because at least you were trying, you wanted to kind of fit in.
I did want to. I wanted a Tommy Hilfiger T-shirt, but she would not get me a Tommy Hilfiger. Never. And I didn't know where to buy this stuff either. It was all everything was foreign to me. And if I didn't know, I wouldn't ask. I would just kind of stick to what I was doing.
You're very introverted.
Very introverted. Yeah. I didn't want to admit that I didn't know what was happening. So I just wouldn't ask anybody, hey, where'd you get that Tommy Hilfiger T-shirt? I'd be like, I don't know, just if you see one in your travels, can you get one? And my mom was like, okay, Sam, yeah, sure. Then when I started, I'd go to Sam Goody, and I think I've said this before, I'd get band T-shirts, like Korn and Offspring and White Zombie. But I was a shrimp. It was before I used human growth hormone to get to an average height.
I wish you were abducted.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but Sam Goody did not sell child-sized metal T-shirts.
No, it's large.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't there for children. It was there for full-grown people. But so I would get just whatever size they had, and I would just wear it. And
what a poser.
Yeah,
what a little poser.
That was such a poser.
You think he was a poser?
Yeah.
Total poser. I got one of those necklaces with the big, the dog tag chain with the beads on it, except you get real big beads.
Yeah.
I got one of those. Oh. Except I didn't cut it tight. I just let it go long. Is that bad?
You let your beads hang low?
Yeah, the beads would come down towards my chest.
Because I did large corn shirt.
Because it was a size large, and it was go down way past my knees.
Sure.
Except then my mom was like, "You can't leave the house looking like that." And I go, "Well, this is just the size of the shirt. This looks fine." And she goes, "Doesn't look fine. It's way too big for you." It's like she would tell me it looks like a dress.
It probably did.
And I'm sure
that's why you liked it.
But I go, "No, I'm wearing it like this." And she go, "You can't." And so in order to leave the house, I would have to tuck my shirt in and blouse it out.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
You know what I mean?
The blousing of a concert shirt. Yeah,
I would do it all the time, like because all my shirts were way too big for me.
Yeah.
So I spent probably all of 7th grade and all of 8th grade. I had bloused shirts.
I bloused them because I had like a little bit of a tummy. So I was afraid if I didn't blouse them, like if I tucked them in or if they just hung, my little fat stomach would show. So I would tuck them in and blouse them because that's a great way to conceal a gut. If you have a little fat stomach and you blouse it out, you can't really tell that it's your fat, like an eighth of an inch behind it. It looks like you're just wearing a baggy shirt. So blousing is a great way to hide if you have like titties or if you have tits.
I didn't.
No, but I did, and a lot of men do. And if you have and a lot of boys do. If you have a pair of tits and like your shirt hangs, you can a lot of times see those fucking luscious memories. But if you tuck your shirt in and it blouses, that almost gives you support. So between your shoulders and the blousing, you cannot see the. I've had to disguise tits my whole life. Now I don't, but I did growing up.
No, I was just a skinny little shrimp, and my shirts were too big for me, so I'd have to blouse them out every day. And I would never even untuck them. Once I got to school, I would leave them bloused for some reason.
Oh, you scared your mom was going to come
I don't
check
know.
up on you?
Yeah, what a dork. You listened to Mother and you kept them all bloused in?
You have photos from this time period?
I'm sure.
I would love to
I
see
don't
those.
have any on my phone or anything.
Do you think you look stupid, Travis?
Yep.
Like a little dweeb? A little fucking turd with blousy shirts?
Yeah, I can't believe I wasn't getting beat up on the reg.
Well, you know. Blousing, you didn't know that it was as awful as back then. It was harder to see what was truly awful.
Yeah,
blousing didn't seem as awful.
I thought nobody would be able to tell. I thought because like they'd probably just think it was like a wrinkle in the shirt because I would blouse it out enough, and I'd be like, they'll probably just think the shirt's like folded or wrinkled or something. They probably can't tell. But in hindsight, you know, the sleeves were down past my elbows, and you could only see half the design on the shirt because half the shirt's tucked into my stupid Old Navy pants.
Well, the problem with blousing, though, is that if you untuck it, you can see where it was tucked in because the bottom of the shirt would be all wrinkled. Like, it would be all smooth. 'Cause I used to iron my shirts. I would iron my fucking rock shirts. I still remember fucking ironing around the Sabbath thing around Oz because you wanted it to be...
Did you call yourself the Iron Maiden?
No, I should have been the Iron Man or the Iron Douche because that's what it was more fucking. And if you tucked him in, when you pulled him out, the bottom would be all fucked up and you couldn't wear them.
Well, no, I could wear them anyway because all I did was blouse.
No, but if you untucked him after it was bloused, the top was good and the bottom was wrinkly. It looked stupid.
I guess, but I couldn't wear my shirts with the bottom visible. I wasn't allowed.
But if you untucked him in school, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't untuck him in school.
If you left, I've tucked him in and then untucked him and it just looked stupid.
Nah, Sam wasn't a rebel.
I wasn't allowed. I would just sit there.
What
in
a
7th
dutiful
grade
boy.
with my fingernails painted black.
All of them?
Yeah, oh yeah,
What
every
a
single
fucking
one.
emo queer.
Doing what I was supposed to do. I would
Suck dick.
I would just have my rebellious fingernails painted black, and then have my shirt tucked in the whole day.
It's not rebellious at all.
It's not.
No,
even
it's
sort of
not
rebellious.
No,
You know,
you're
that's
like an emo ant.
It's probably why you didn't get beat up. Because
Emo
they
ant.
because they figured
Sorry, Travis.
it's fine. You didn't get beat up because they probably saw that you were trying so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Do you think they
really-
respect? Wait, Travis, do you think they respected him?
No. No. There was just pity.
Right.
And they were like, oh, let's just beat up the obvious dork instead.
He's making such an effort. When I started painting my nail, I think I've told this story before too. When I was painting my nail, like my parents never told me I couldn't do it, but my dad got the message out. The first day I painted him black, and he was walking down the stairs, and he just looked down at my hands. Then he looked up at me and looked at me in the face and said, "Hey there, sweetie," and kept walking. And I was like, "Oh, I know what he's saying." Yeah.
You thought that was like really dark and metal?
Well, I figured he just didn't get it. You know what I mean? Sometimes parents just don't understand.
That's true. A lot of times they don't. That time he did. He was right.
He was right on that
You were a
one?
little sweetie.
Oh, okay.
And then they tell you
blousy
to tuck in your
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
You might have a little trans in you. You know, fucking
you talking
the
about?
fingernails, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I see that.
The fingernails done, a blousy little dress,
No.
a long beads like an older woman.
Yeah. I don't wear any of that stuff anymore.
Because you know that you're not supposed to.
I just wasn't sure of the style. I was trying.
No, I think that was a whole.
That sounds about right.
I think
I did.
Sam was attempting to a flower trying to blossom.
I had a chain wallet too.
Trying to
Nothing wrong
bloom.
with that.
I wasn't trans. It doesn't make any sense. That
Makes
theory
perfect
is,
sense.
there wasn't even trans back then.
Exactly. You didn't know what it was. You were confused. You're like, why do I feel so good like this? My nails painted, a long dress.
I had a chain wallet.
Did
but
you have a chain wallet, or was it just a chain?
No. Well, at first it was just a chain, but then I found out there was a time in the very beginning it was just a chain, and then I saw somebody else get made fun of for wearing just a chain. I was like, oh shit, they make wallets attached to these. I had no idea.
Well, at least you were perceptive.
Yeah, that time I was.
The chain wallet.
I had no idea that there were wallets attached to the chains.
How did you attach it to your belt buckle?
Yeah, there's like a leather strap with a snap on it.
Oh, right.
And you just attach to your belt buckle. And then, except for us dorks, what you would do if you didn't, you just saw the chain that like your rock star idols were wearing, but you didn't know that it was biker culture and it was attached to a wallet. What you would do is you'd take like a dog chain, you know, just like a regular dog chain with loops on the end, and then you take paper clips on each side, and then you just attach them to 2 belt loops.
You just go buy some chain at like Ace.
Yeah. Wait to hear this.
Wait,
one.
and with paper clips?
Well, yeah, because who knew there was a wallet attached to it? Who knew that was a thing?
Troy, you hear this?
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
But you know what? I'm very guilty of this myself.
You appropriate biker culture sometimes.
Well, then for a while there, towards the end of the '90s, you'd go to like the hardware store, and we would get thick chain.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And, like almost ridiculous chain.
I went to, so I realized.
And did you have a wallet attached to it or no?
Yeah, we have a wallet attached to it, but the chain was so heavy that it would pull our pants down.
Yeah, I realized that that's what was happening. That the cooler, you know, like the worse, the bigger the scribble, the more the fame.
That's what the saying is for people who are shitty writers.
Yeah. Well, I realized that the bigger the chain, the more cool.
No.
So I took my chain wallet that I'm sure I'd gotten, again, at Sam Goody. That was my spot for everything that was cool. Cause
Not PacSun?
No. Well, maybe. I could have gotten a PacSun.
PacSun?
Yeah, PacSun.
No, that's what his father said when he saw him painting his nails. PacSun. He wanted to throw him out of the house.
Son. But so I went to Home Depot, and I got a link of legit chain, like stuff that you could use to lock up a bike, or put on top of a fence, or lock up. You could lock a gate with it. You know, you'd put a lock on it, and then I attached that to my wallet.
That's such a like, even when rock stars do it now, it just looks lame.
It's stupid.
Like if you have a motorcycle and you're really like, for whatever reason, you're worried about being pickpocketed. There's people that wear it where it seems genuine, but that is such a forced look now. And when I see guys on stage with chains coming out of their pockets, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Also,
it doesn't look right.
It took away completely from the biker mentality, because the idea of a chain wallet is so if your wallet falls out of your pocket while you're on a bike, it's attached to you via chain, so you're not going to use your wallet. Except I got a 3-foot length of chain.
Yeah.
So if I was riding a motorcycle and my wallet fell out of my pocket, it'd be dragging 3 feet behind me. It would definitely just hit the road and break.
No, it would wind up getting caught in the spokes, and you'd fucking. I heard this. I wasn't sure this would happen with. Some actor, it wasn't Jane Mansfield. One of them got their fucking scarf caught in the tire. It was like a long scarf, and it ripped their head off.
It was ridiculous.
But that chain wallet, the rock stars need to stop doing that. It's like it doesn't look cool anymore. It's almost like when you have those fucking those neckerchiefs tied around like Steven Tyler used to do. It used to look okay, but now it just looks fucking dated and shitty. Wear a couple of chains around your neck. Wear something. I get it. You're rock stars, but Jesus Christ, does that look lame?
Were you supposed to cut those beaded chains so they were tight on your neck?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to cut. I paid a lot of money for it. It was like probably $25. So I was like, I'm not cutting this.
Yeah, or just don't buy that many.
Oh.
What year is
smaller one?
All right, Mike has a Mike. What year was this?
This was 1996.
Okay,
It's a good year.
it was a very good year.
I definitely recognize with what Sam is saying, because Sam Goody was the number one stop to get everything you could to possibly try to pretend to be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember,
Sam Goody was
guilting-
poser central.
Yeah, I remember guilting and making my mom drive me to Sam Goody because there was a big party coming up and I needed to buy a Korn T-shirt. Because I felt there was no way I could be cool unless I got one. I look back, right as you're saying that, and the wallet chains and everything, it makes me feel fucking terrible about myself.
But you wound up especially again, the '90s was a different culture, but it was the same idea of looking cool. For us, the shirts were just different. But you felt if you had a cool rock shirt, you were validated.
I wore a T-shirt with probably 16 or 20 alien faces on it. You know, it's one after the other, just a whole T-shirt full of alien faces, right? And under each alien face, it would describe a symptom of smoking marijuana. Like dazed or whatever, you know what I mean?
I know what shirt you're talking about.
So it's all stoned aliens, right? I wore the T-shirt for a year before I even knew it was references to drugs. I had no idea it was a drug reference at all. And then I was like, oh. But guess what? I had never even smoked weed in my life.
I know. Have you at this point?
No. No. And I would certainly not wear that alien shirt today. I would feel like such an asshole.
But there is a retro. I've said this before too. One of the reasons I actually started losing weight is I wanted to wear old concert shirts from stuff from the '80s that I loved and just didn't have. And they sell them on eBay now, and they're in great shape. And I bought a few of them, and I got down almost skinny enough, and now I'm not. But I want to. You literally have to have zero body fat to wear these things.
Yeah, and stuff that you're actually into. I would wear a Rob Zombie shirt now and not feel any shame about it.
Yeah, these old retro shirts I want to wear. But then if I wear them, I won't enjoy them because I'm worried about spilling shit. Like if I have an Ozzy shirt that I paid $200 $200 for because it's an original 1982 Blizzard of Oz tour shirt or 81 with Randy Rhoads on. I'm not going to enjoy it because A, how am I going to wash it?
You got to wear it someplace cool. You don't wash it. You just find a cool place to wear it.
But how do you clean it? Do you take it to a dry cleaner?
Dry cleaner.
You maybe, but you don't have to put that in a hanger. I'd be so mad.
Or you don't clean it.
Or don't wash it.
Nah, you have to. If you fucking, it's only a shirt. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's places that sell $100, T-shirts. I'm sure that these people that buy them get them professionally cleaned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 1976 Technical Ecstasy Sabbath tour shirt that I can't fit into. Like, you literally have to have no body fat to wear because it would hug every. If I wore it right now, I would look really fucking bad.
Wear it. I bet you wouldn't.
Yeah,
you should wear it.
Just wear it.
I looked bad at my skinniest, which was right before December, before I shot. I looked at my skinniest, and I couldn't have worn it then.
We should all just come in wearing what we used to wear in the 90s.
Do you understand?
I would like that.
I have found T-shirts. Because I save everything. So I've found like my old White Zombie shirts. And I was like, oh, what's great now is because, I used artificial human growth hormone. I'm an average size now. So I can finally fit into the stuff that I wore back then. And some of the stuff I really think is cool. Like I would wear a White Zombie shirt and all this stuff. So I put it on. It's too big. It's too big today. I'm 33. It's too big. I would never wear that size.
Somebody here, this is a police officer. Yes, sir. This is not as bad, though, Scott.
I'm a police officer.
Hello?
No, actually, I'm not now, but in my early 20s, I was a jail guard, and I was 6'3", but I weighed like 170. I was skinny as a rail. And so underneath my police uniform, I wore a Guns N' Roses shirt that had Slash's hat, but it was a skull. Oh, and I put the rumor out that I was like a black belt in Ishinru.
Ew. Ew.
And so everybody would be like, "Oh man, Seal, I hear you're a black belt in Ishinru," and I just pop open my shirt and show them the skull.
Oh, yuck!
It worked though.
Ew. I never heard of Ishiru.
It's probably martial arts back then.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's close. It's close combat fighting.
Oh, okay. So they didn't want to tangle with you, and you wore the shirt of an Ishiru master.
I was basically a 6'3" pencil. I was so skinny.
All right, thank you, Scott.
Redding just tweeted the photo of Hulk Hogan in his Jenko jeans.
Yeah, those are not good.
And he said, "This is at Not Sam leaving for high school." Yeah, I would be the kid because I can't tell you. Is he wearing a fanny pack too?
Yep.
That's amazing. Oh. That's so fucking awesome.
How high his pants are.
They're way too high. They're up past his belly button.
Yeah.
His painted on beard.
You think that's not natural?
Awful.
I wanted Jenko jeans so badly. This was after Tommy Hilfiger. I was like, "Oh, Mom, you got to get me Jenko jeans." Like,
this was at an age where you should have been able to just get what you wanted.
20.
Yeah.
I was in 8th grade, I remember, because I was still in middle school. So I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, you should be able to make your own clothing decisions.
It's like 12 or 13, I get. Probably 12.
8th grade would be, yeah,
Yeah, but you can't buy them at that age, so you can't they have to weigh in on them because they're buying this shit. You're like, you can say what you wanted, but if your parents are buying it, they're kind of weighing in on your decision.
So I'd be like, "Mom, I got to get these Jenko jeans. Like, these are the coolest things ever." And she'd go, "Those look ridiculous, Sam. We're not going to get those. No, we're not going to get those. They're way too big."
She was right.
In hindsight, she was right. But, it would have made my time, like, in middle school, people would have thought I was the shit,
yeah, it was
finally.
the style at the time.
They still look pretty comfortable, though. I wouldn't mind wearing a pair of Jenko jeans. Would I look bad in Jenko jeans?
Yeah. Oh, you'd look great, dude.
Bad like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Someone, Travis...
I'd wear jeans that were way too wide, which was the style at the time.
Travis likes line 3. Yes, Patrick in Atlanta.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, I was such an awful little douche in like junior high. My parents wouldn't let me have a chain wallet, so I went out and made a rope wallet.
Should have made a rope tie.
I poked a little hole in my Velcro wallet and clipped a keychain to it, and tied the other end of my belt loop, probably in my awful Jenkos.
That's so cool.
Did people comment on it, or did no one care?
I'm sure they commented about it behind my back, but I was in my own little "what a cool weirdo I am" phase, so I didn't notice.
It is really weird because back, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hang up on you. That back then, looking cool, like I was a boy without an identity. So I would wear, like, I was a rock kid for the first couple years of high school, and then I found rap, and I would wear, like, Fila shirts. That's when Fila was popular, like, around there, and Puma sneakers and Adidas. Trying to be a white homeboy. It was like, oh. It was before it was... I have a picture of myself when I was, like, 17 in my Clockwork Orange t-shirt, because I thought I looked cool. And I had, like, a white cap on.
Well, it's rated R.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Ultraviolet. Yeah. Like me.
Yeah.
Should have said ultra douche, and I could have worn that.
I got really lucky that in high school, wrestling got cool for a hot second. Like, wrestling was cool when I was in high school, and so I could wear my, like, NWO shirts and stuff like that and not be a total dork.
What's that stand for?
An entirely cool wardrobe.
Right.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was really trying to make the wrestling shirt thing happen in 95, though, and that was not nearly as successful. Like, 97, 98, 99, wrestling was cool.
I'm trying to find this picture of me. I know I have it somewhere. It might be at the top of my camera roll. Just when I was in, I guess I still remember where I was. It was really douchey. The attitude, like trying to have attitude in a photo.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Cool. I had a buddy who wore a The Rock wrestling T-shirt, but it was a talking T-shirt to school. And it was like the greatest thing. So like it was a talking T-shirt where if you hit certain parts of the shirt, it would do The Rock's catchphrases. And I was just sitting there like, oh, this is a terrible idea. And I was watching him, and we were in biology class. We were freshmen, and he was sitting there, and his arm was on the desk, but it kept slipping and slipping and slipping towards his torso. And I realized that his arm was right by the buttons on his shirt. And I swear to, I mean, I don't remember not one thing that was taught in this biology class, but I will never forget this. Like, I was just focused on him trying to will it into being. Like, I was trying to move his arm like Powder did. Just trying to sit there, like, please hit your shirt. Please hit your shirt. Please hit your shirt. And it was maybe the greatest thing that ever happened to me in high school. His arm slipped off his desk. It mashed against his torso. And as she's up there talking about God knows what, from the desk, you just hear, "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?" And it was like, and she turns around and she goes, who's got a sound machine in here? Who's pushing buttons? And this dork had to raise his hand and go, "It was my T-shirt."
Oh, how humiliating.
It was the best.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. I can't find the picture.
I was so glad it had happened.
Fuck.
But I still wasn't I was still not able to get Jinko jeans. I had to wear Old Navy cargo jeans.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Sucked.
Before everyone else is wearing Jenkos?
Everybody was wearing Jenko. Old Navy was
What's
never
wrong with cargo jeans? Those are pretty cool.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Not when everyone else is wearing Jenkos.
No, man, those are cool.
I'm wearing $15 cargo jeans.
Before Jenkos, actually, like early 90s, there was a skate video that came out, and that was the only way you'd see fashion from other places. And these guys had huge pants, so we used to go to Goodwill and get Fat Man pants. Just put a belt on it.
That's smart.
So we just had these huge legs, but I mean, the waist would be, like a
ridiculous,
completely ridiculous.
Yeah,
but you couldn't see if you have a belt on.
Right.
I told my mom that I wanted cool sneakers once because I didn't know what cool sneakers were. But
you just said I want cool sneakers.
Yeah, I want cool sneakers. She went to Payless and got me sneakers.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was walking around for a year. It was probably like 5th or 6th grade. For a year, I was walking around in Payless sneakers.
I remember one time, about the same age, 5th or 6th grade, and I wanted cool sneakers too.
Gotta get them.
And this is
your mother just wanted sneakers that got her out of there faster.
Yeah,
Do you have good running shoes? Sorry.
So she went to.
She got those sneakers with the roller skates on the bottom and just glided right out of your life.
I apologize, Travis Dog.
Yeah, I didn't mean it.
So she went to probably Payless because she was cheap.
Yeah.
And she got like I wanted pumps because pumps were cool.
Yeah, like you wanted high heels.
No.
Yeah, I get it.
A penis pump?
Some things never change.
Did you want a penis pump? Did you have erection difficulties as a boy?
Mom, can you give me a penis pump from Payless?
Can you give me a penis pump? It'll really help with undie flip.
So she got me these white high tops with a photo of a basketball on the tongue.
Oh, but it didn't.
And I thought that they were going to pump because pumps were so cool.
Of course,
Ew.
I had a pair of pumps,
and so I wore them, and I would press them thinking that they were pumping, and I thought that they were pumping. I clearly remember somebody saying, "Oh, cool, are those pumps?" And I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Let me see," and I did it. And they were like, "That's not doing anything."
Were you embarrassed?
So it's ingrained in my head.
Those aren't pumps.
Oh, you thought the picture was pump? You didn't know your shoe wasn't moving?
Because you didn't know
it was.
You didn't know what pumps were. Like, you
no,
didn't
I never felt something like happening. I never saw anything happening. I just felt like, all right, they must be pumping.
This must be what pumps are.
Yep, that's cool. I got them.
This is the picture. Have you seen this picture?
That's so
Can you show this
embarrassing.
to Sam?
Your bootleg pumps, your fucking Payless pumps. Travis had the bumps. The dumps. Oh, my God.
Let me see.
Jim is sitting there. So he's wearing acid wash jeans. He's wearing a white Clockwork Orange T-shirt and a white cap. And he's looking at the camera like, oh, man, are you taking a picture? I don't really care. I didn't
the kid's
notice.
got some attitude. Show Travis Dog.
Oh, you're so cool.
Yeah. Just like, whatever, man. If you want to take a photo, take a photo. But I got other stuff going on.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah, that's the face. That's whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sure, you can take a photo.
Yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's not something I care about.
Deep down, that's what Chip is. That's the face of Chip. Even though that's not a Chip face, that's the idea of just you just think that you're cool when it's so obvious that you're not.
It's this thinly veiled expression of not caring when all that's under it is layers and layers and layers of please accept me. Just God, please accept me.
Yeah, because you care a lot.
A lot.
I have a douche chill photo if you'd like to see it.
Sure.
I think I've seen a few of you.
Oh, yeah, you've seen a bunch.
I can take one right now.
This is me in
Let's see.
This is like 99.
Oh, man, let me see. Troy was so cool. He's wearing his basketball jersey. But see, I would have been like, yo, that dude's the shit. When I was a kid, if I had looked at that, I'd be like...
You said piece of wrong.
I would have been like, Mom, can you... Were these the Fat Man jeans?
No, that was a little later.
These were legit?
Yeah, those were real Jenko.
You thought you were super cool, right?
Do you know anyone that wears Fat Man jeans?
Travis, do you know anybody that wears Fat Man?
I've never heard of that, but it's brilliant.
Oh,
but do you know
pretty bad.
anybody
I don't like
now
the
that
hands
wears...
on the, are your hands
but
touching?
I mean, they need to.
It's bad.
Travis said he knows somebody that wears... Oh, okay.
No, I didn't say that.
I don't know.
The phones are... People have done... It's amazing how important it is when you're younger.
Do Fat Man jeans look good at Comic-Con?
Chris in Arizona.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I did the same thing, except when I was growing up in the 90s, it was all about the rap and hip-hop culture, so I wore FUBU, and I was like, really skinny, 100 pounds, wearing a huge FUBU shirt that went down to my knees, had the silver chain with my name on it. Oh, it was terrible.
Did you go to a high school that was like a lot of white kids or a lot of black kids, or
was it mixed?
I grew up in California, so, I mean, the biggest majority was probably Asians from the Bay Area. But, I mean, it was a full-blown mixture of everything. But, I mean, I even had a shiny jacket like Puff Daddy did in that video.
That's super dope.
Terrible.
You look like you were part of the Bad Boy family. How did that go? How did that go over on the West Coast, though?
It was a little tough sometimes. 'Cause I was a huge Tupac fan too, but you just, it was the fashion. You had to go with it.
I don't know why it's so embarrassing to look back on. Like when you look back on those moments, is it because we were trying so hard? Like when you look back on when you were trying to be cool, it's humiliating. Yeah. And I don't know exactly why. Because I was making an effort, and it was obvious that I was making an effort.
Well, because it's also not based on anything. Like this stuff, like
it was based on things you like, though. Like you might like things.
Not really. Like why am I attaching it? Why am I painting my fingernails black? Why am I?
Because you like that culture. I love rap. I love fucking Sabbath. I love Kiss. Like I love that stuff. So you want to somehow let people. You felt like you were in a little gang. You were wearing your colors, like letting people see what band you liked. It was like it was the first sign of independence. Was wearing that shit. It's the first fuck you to your parents.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna let everybody know what band I like.
I never did any of the winter hip hop stuff, but I think that's because the school that I went to had a lot of black and Hispanic kids. So like I would have gotten the shit kicked out of me if I had tried to pull that off.
I remember hearing there was a black girl next to me in my locker, like 2 lockers over, and she saw in my locker I had like some Aussie thing or whatever, or Sabbath, and she said something about it, and I said, I'm like, oh yeah, what band do you like? And she's like, oh, what are we gonna get into a rock war and close the door?
Shut up.
She closed the locker and walked. Did she want to argue music with some fucking freshman nerd?
Dr. Steve just sent me a photo of him and a permed mullet.
Oh, I've seen it. I got his.
Can I see it?
Yeah, hang on, I'm coming in.
Dr. Steve, he wrote a book before he was Dr. Steve about online dating.
Oh no!
And it's
how to not get caught in a chat room.
It's the most embarrassing thing you've ever read.
Oh, I read that. It was called how to communicate like it. And he wrote an 11YO.
But this is the picture that's on the back cover.
Oh my God! I just saw Gene Shalit, and I didn't know. I didn't know that was Dr. Steve. I just saw that in a fucking as our Twitter is going. Was that Dr. Steve? Yeah. Oh my! Can we see it again?
Honestly,
that's fucking awful. He looks like Gabe Kaplan.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome back, Cunter.
I got to find the book because he sent it to me, and I read it cover to cover because it's so embarrassing. He wrote a book about meeting the love of his life online, and how he flew to her, and da-da-da, and like the book is just gushing about this woman and how wonderful she is and everything. And he sent me all these texts about how poorly it ended. like it was a catastrophe. It was a catastrophic relationship.
And he wrote her a book.
And he wrote her, it's basically he wrote her a book.
Dr. Steve rules. That photo on the back is amazing.
Yeah.
Someone put the word fluid.
I think that's Cuddly Bear who did that.
Wow. People really tried hard to be, okay, let's go to, this is pretty pathetic. Jared in Westchester.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, buddy.
So mid-'90s when beepers were all the rage,
Fuck yeah.
I decided it'd be a cool idea to wear a beeper to school. And after some light questioning from a couple of friends, John looked at me and said, "Oh, what's your beeper number?" And I finally had to show him the beeper. It wasn't hooked up to a service; it just had a battery.
No.
You had to. You should have just lied and said you didn't remember it was broken.
You had a beeper that wasn't connected. That is so bad.
How long were beeper? You know, it's funny when you watch the original season of The Wire. It's all about pagers. How long were pagers and stuff?
You mean two-way pagers, like texting pagers?
Yeah, or regular pagers,
Or just like from
or
beginning
beeper,
to
like
end.
beep 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 beep. Yeah, how long were they popular?
2 years?
Yeah, a couple years.
I thought it was more than that, even, right?
I think it was like, yeah, I think it's probably, yeah, it's probably 2
Did you have one, or
I
did you miss
always
that?
wanted one, and I never
Thank you,
got
Jared. Yeah, I had a beeper.
My brother got one, but I didn't get one because nobody called me. So, like, I knew even then, like, there's no reason for me to have a beeper.
one.
Like,
What if Stone Cold paged you?
I'd look at it and he'd be like, "Oh no, it says 316." Yeah, no, I didn't have, I didn't have a cell phone until much later because I had two friends. They were both guys, and they would just call my house. I had two friends that would call my house every night. And we would just chat.
Do you remember long conversations with your mail? I would have long conversations with my friends on the phone. I could never comprehend doing that now. I have fucking 3 minutes and done.
It's crazy. I would have long conversations with my friend on a corded phone, just sitting there talking to him on the phone. I remember I called him once, and I was like, "Hey, his name is Richie, and he lived with his grandma. I wasn't allowed to go to his apartment because he was not from a well-to-do background. He had a lot of struggles, growing up.
Oh,
and he lived with his grandma." And I called her one time. I was like, "Hey, is Richie there?" And she goes, "Oh no, he's in the tub right now, but I'll have him call you back."
How old were you?
Like 13.
He was in the tub.
He's in the tub.
Richie was being molested in the bathtub.
Yeah, but I would talk to Richie and I would talk to Chuck every day, and we'd just talk on the phone.
Yeah, that's pretty normal, I think.
Yeah,
when you're in high school.
But you wouldn't. It's foreign now.
Well, you text. I text all day though. If we had if texting didn't exist, I would probably have.
I don't really text guys that I don't have anything specific. If I've actual business to discuss, then I text. But like when I start getting text messages and it's obvious, like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "What the?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Why would you text me this?"
Hey, got a minute?
Hey. You watching the news?
Hey, Robin Philly. Hold on. Hey, watching the news. Oh, Robin Philly, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just wanted to tell the story how Reebok pumps destroyed my life trying to be cool. I had a size 16. Yeah, I had a size 16 foot by the time I was 13.
Jesus.
And yeah, I know, right? So 1989, no internet. All I had was Quaker Bridge Mall and
Quaker Bridge Mall
stores. Yeah, on the South Brunswick way.
Yep.
So I ended up going through 3 pairs of Reebok pumps because they only went up to size 12, 13 back then. And, of course, everybody wanted to touch them and pump the damn things. I gave myself bunions for life in the name of being cool in 8th grade.
Yeah, we all make. Thank you, Rob. We all do it. We all.
I would get pumps today. I still think pumps are cool.
You guys never had to do like I was in bands growing up, so you'd have to look as cool as you possibly could for your photos. And I have probably one of the most douche-chilling photos, band photos.
You do?
Of myself.
That's cool.
You guys are probably not even going to want to talk to me after you see this.
Well, I want to see.
I don't now.
Yeah, let's make our own decision.
Yeah. No, you couldn't have done that.
Let me see.
I'll tell you this. We have established Tommy Hilfiger was cool, wasn't it? Let
me look at it first.
I saw the socks. Okay. Now, Jim, look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Is he wearing a shirt?
No. No, he isn't. And he doesn't have, like, muscle tone. He's not out of shape, but he's just kind of young guy shirtless, so he doesn't have any specific muscle tone. But he's not fat, you know what I mean?
I've seen worse than that, though. But
it's really bad. So he's sitting there.
Sam, show me that photo.
Okay.
Yeah, get your dick out, Travis. It's a good one.
It's already out.
It's already out.
So Troy has got green spiky hair. He looks like an
asshole.
Yeah. He looks like Jamie Kennedy when Jamie Kennedy was on his run of like being annoying.
Who sang Butterfly?
Oh my God, you do look like you could be out of Crazy Town. Yeah. You do look like the band Crazy Town. You look like, what's his name, Lefty or something? Shifty. Yeah, he looks exactly like Shifty. You look like he looked at a picture of Shifty and was like, "Oh, that's fucking dope. I got to dress like that." So he's wearing a pair of camo shorts, which are just insane in terms of the size of them. They're way too wide for him, and they go far past the knees. He's got, his tattoos are ridiculous, but he's still got them. So I won't say anything about those. This is like before he filled out and actually got some cool tattoos. Yeah. These are the not great tattoos. Right. But you can see he's got his socks pulled up, and he's got Tommy Hilfiger socks on. And then he's got the real cool 90s look that really holds up, where you can see the top of your underwear.
Peeking.
Yeah.
It's peeking over the top of the shorts.
And he's got his Tommy Hilfiger boxers on under his cool guy camo shorts. And then he's just got some rings and a watch and a chain on, and he's looking at the camera like, "You got a problem, dude?" You know what I mean? Like, "Hey, bro, Do we got a problem? You want a mess?
This is even worse. This is a different photo, but look what I'm wearing on my feet.
Oh no! I just saw he's wearing Adidas flip flops. He's wearing shower shoes.
Can I see them?
He's wearing shower shoes with his socks pulled way up. People still wear that, by the way.
Oh. You look like a guy who's left the house on short notice to beat his wife.
It's really awful.
Oh, yeah, the 90s didn't hold up.
No,
but none of them did. Like they all have a retro vibe to them. Like the 80s now is retro.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, stuff from the 80s was vomited on. In the 80s, 70s shit, which is now kind of cool and furniture and styles, people hated that shit in the 80s. A decade removed, anything before you was garbage.
You know what's going to be a problem? One day my kid's going to be like, hey, Dad, 90s stuff is cool again. Can we dig your clothes from the 90s out of the attic so maybe I can see if there's anything there for me to wear? And I'm going to be like, yeah, sure. And I'm going to get my clothes out from the 90s. And he's like, these are fucking terrible. You didn't have cool 90s clothes.
Well, you didn't have 90s clothes that fit.
He's going to be like, Dad, I can't wear these. They're all larges and extra large.
You can't wear these, Dad. And these weren't even cool then. These aren't cool retro 90s clothes at all.
No, he'll have to buy them. But it's so dorky when they make these fucking cool retro things. Like when I'm walking through a Macy's and they're selling Rolling Stones and the Ramones shirts, I'm like, well, you guys fucking
You're like when
stop it.
Nordstrom sells like $300 Black Flag shirts?
Yeah, it's like just some cunt poser trying to act like he fucking grew up. Not that you're cool if you wear it.
What about when Florentine comes in here with Kiss shirts from Target?
It's different because Florentine's always liked that music. Florentine has been into that his whole life, and Florentine bought those shirts. You understand? There's a difference between buying those shirts your whole life,
right,
and when you that's just what you wore, and that's the easiest place to find it.
You don't like seeing kids wearing shirts from bands they don't like?
No, I'm talking about expensive. Like what he's talking about, a $300 shirt from. There's just something so douchey about it. It's like you don't like that band.
Isn't that a thing in the hip hop community right now?
Oh yeah, metal shirts are huge in the hip hop community.
Are they really?
Yeah, huge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, Kanye and Justin Bieber on their tour merch completely ripped off old metal fonts.
Well, Bieber hired the guy who created all those logos, like Metallica's logo and a bunch of other logos. He actually hired the same guy.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of not okayness with it, but
at least yeah.
At least he had the same guy design his stuff.
It's not a ripoff.
So is anybody? By the way, is anybody accusing people in hip hop of cultural appropriation?
Yeah. Why isn't that cultural appropriation?
Are they being accused of culturally appropriating heavy metal and white teenage culture from the 80s?
I'm sure it's been said, but when a bunch of white metalheads are like, cultural appropriation, people are like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't listen.
That's why you can't listen when anybody says
but what if I walk by one of them and they're wearing a Pearl Jam shirt? I'm like, oh, what do you like? And they're like, no, I don't like Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
I feel stupid.
I don't mind it that
Justin
much.
Bieber wearing that Metallica shirt, by the way, that he's wearing with the fucking. I remember that from high school. The fucking skull with the two.
It's a Damage Incorporated
baseball bats. What year was that? Maybe that was after high school then. But I remember that.
86.
Oh yeah, it was high school. I never liked that shirt. I always thought that was a lame shirt.
Why?
I just didn't like it. I didn't like with the two bats coming out of that. Bats would go into your head. They wouldn't come out of it.
That's true.
They look stupid.
Yeah, I would never wear shirts from a band I didn't like, but I don't mind. I also don't care. That's the same thing as wearing a hat or a jersey from a team that you don't like.
Dude, I could care less either. It's just I was just pointing out that it's just so douchey.
It is douchey.
But for the bands, it's good. And I like the fact that
get your name out there.
Kylie Jenner tried to do it. Was that the one who tried to do it? Kylie Jenner? And boy, did fucking Sharon tweeted it. That's how I heard about it. Was a picture of fucking Kylie Jenner and Ozzy.
Well, so what Kylie Jenner was doing, she did it to Ozzy, she did it to Tupac, Biggie, all these icons of the 80s, 90s, and I guess maybe a little bit of the 70s. She took these old rock and rap shirts, and then the shirt that was the original shirt was kind of faded out, and then there was a picture of Kylie Jenner superimposed over the logo.
And I don't mind them wearing rock shirts. Again, it doesn't mean anything. You're not connected to the band if you just like the shirt. But it's such an attempt at fashion. There's a funny who is that? Is that Kylie Jenner?
That's the girl is Kylie Jenner, not the one with the beard.
Yeah, no, I know.
The one with the Kill the Kardashian shirt on?
Yeah.
That would be the guy from Slayer.
Yes.
And Kylie Jenner is wearing a Slayer shirt.
Yeah.
So
is she a big Slayer fan?
Huge Slayer fan.
Yeah, I guess she is.
Day one, though.
It's a little bit of a poser. It's like when we were kids and you'd wear skateboarding shirts and you didn't skateboard, you were called a poser.
Yeah, accurately so.
So it's like if you're wearing, I don't know, I'm kind of old school, where if you're wearing a Slayer shirt and you don't even know a Slayer song, I kind of think it's a little bit
now you're just kind of a douche if you do it. If you wear a band now, because you're trying for the effects so much, it doesn't mean anything.
But I also think that.
Yeah, but it's transcended that. Now it's just fashion.
Right, because I think that the difference is it's not being a poser because they're not pretending that they're fans. They're not being like, yeah, I'm wearing this Slayer shirt because I'm a fan. The same way.
Yeah, it's still poserish.
If you asked a guy who's wearing a Yankees hat, oh, are you a Yankees fan? And he's like, no, I just like the hat. He's not posing as a fan. It's not. I'm not saying it's not douchey.
It's still douchey.
There's a there's a distinction though, because there are posers who are trying to be like, yeah, no, I love Nirvana.
And when you're in high school. and you're wearing a skate shirt, you want people to think that you're skating.
But if you're trying to be like, if you're doing this to try to be cool, you're trying to be something you're not. Even though it is the fashion, but then again, who knows? Kanye might like Metallica. I'm not gonna say Kanye doesn't like Metallica. He might. A lot of fucking
Dr. Dre listens to Nirvana.
Yeah, a lot of rap artists and a lot of bands listen to shit you'd never guess. I was always surprised by how many black artists like fucking rock music, or you know, it's like I guess because growing up I didn't see it. My black friends didn't listen to fucking Sabbath or Kiss.
I didn't mind it when whatever Kardashian was wearing her NWO Wolfpack T-shirt.
And then Aziz wore it on SNL, right?
He might actually like it.
No, I think his cousin likes wrestling.
Oh God, these fucking singers wearing these maiden shirts. What dorks.
Maybe it's just because the Kardashian girl was hot, because on some level I was like, it's cool that Aziz is wearing a wrestling shirt, but on another level I was like, Aziz doesn't like wrestling like that.
Isn't it weird now that fucking now that rock T-shirts are back? I should actually finally start wearing mine again. So I would look like I'm fucking hip.
You would look real hip.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it would be a great look for you.
I'll wear my concert '82 shirt. You'd be happy if I spilled coffee on it?
I think it was so funny. I'd trip an intern. Just so she spilled all over you.
I guarantee Kanye doesn't listen to Cradle of Filth.
You don't think so?
You know, probably not, but you never know. You never know with fucking musicians what they listen to. Musicians listen to weird shit, man.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen to Cradle of Filth.
No, and I think what it is he has a stylist that goes, here's some band T-shirts, and he goes, oh, I like the graphic on this.
Okay, baby, right?
I believe that. But you know what? You can speculate all you want, but you ain't got the answers, Troy. Okay?
Well, who is that? Is that top left? Is that a Pantera shirt or no?
Yeah, that's. You don't think,
oh my
you don't
God!
think Lil Bow Wow likes Pantera?
No, how is that not cultural appropriation? I just want to know. I don't mind him wearing it. Good for him and great for Pantera. But how do we not know? How do we not fucking say that that's what that is?
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah, just saying. If you're going to say it,
it's fair.
Where's all you fucking little college students that are fucking sniveling about cultural appropriation? Why aren't you yelling about this?
Because they just think it's a cool shirt. They don't even get it.
I'm only saying, if you're going to bellyache about it, bellyache about it.
Did you ever have a two-way pager? Those had a streak of like 6 months.
I don't remember.
It was
I had a pager, but
so like they had beepers, but then Motorola, right before texting was a thing, Motorola came out with two-way pagers where it'd be a flip up.
Yes, yeah.
Flip up. It'd be a screen and a keyboard.
I had one,
and all it would do was text. Like it was just a small device that just texted.
I did have one. It was right between the pager and the cell phone.
I wanted one so bad, but I didn't know anybody that had one. If I'd gotten one, I wouldn't have had anything to do with it. But that's the exact one that I wanted.
Are Palm Pilots still popular?
Yeah, they're still super popular. Yep, people love. They love having because people. Here's what people like doing. They like having their iPod. They like having their phone, and they like having their pocket organizer. You got Anthony. How old are you?
27.
You still have a Palm Pilot, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and a pager.
Well, yeah, that's how Anthony keeps up to date with what's going on the show. He's like, I've seen him. I'm like, Anthony, can we book a guest that day? He's like, hang on, let me check my calendar on my Palm Pilot.
Well, it's weird because you usually two-way me when you do it.
Right. And then he takes out his stylus.
Yeah, it's always fun having a stylus.
Styluses are the best.
We have a complaint. Yes, Nick in Detroit.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Hello.
Hey, I wanted to ask you guys if you guys are stalling for something better. We get it enough with what you used to look like, nostalgic douchebags.
Well, you know, it's funny.
Douchebags.
The thing is, a lot of people. This was supposed to be like a 2-minute conversation, and then everybody started calling in because I guess people relate to it. I mean, someone like yourself probably does. You're probably the same cool guy you've always been.
No, absolutely not. I used to wear Shady Limited and.
Oh no! You can't. No.
Stop.
I had to hang up on.
Stop getting nostalgic.
You can't chime in.
Shut up. Yeah. I wear Shady Limited.
Yeah.
You nostalgic douchebags.
Yeah, you douchebags.
Yeah. No, I wore G Uniqlo. All right, goodbye.
That's right.
Goodbye.
You can't now jump in and have fun.
Yeah, no way.
After bashing the guys who are having fun.
Everyone's having a good time in here except you. And he wants to be the cynical one. He's not allowed to have fun.
You're not allowed to chime in and have fun. You're trying to spurl it.
Yeah.
We got a break anyway. We got guests coming in. It's 9 o'clock and I want to break. So I can eat and I want to piss.
So many words. Sometimes it's just stream of consciousness.
Yeah. Town Hall, November 11th. Tickets are pre-sale is going on sale 11 a.m. today. I'm guessing go to Ticketmaster, or I'll try to find a link and tweet it.
Yes.
The code is FNYCF. Just think, fuck New York Comedy Festival.
Yeah. Jim is part of the New York Comedy Festival. It's a very big deal.
I'm happy to be doing Town Hall again. It's the first time in 15 years.
That's awesome.
And they offered me, I'm taking this, not that anybody cares, I'm taking much less money to do this than another gig.
When are you trying to impress people?
No, I'm saying I really want to do this gig.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's not a good money gig at all.
No?
No.
So that means buy some merch, folks. Buy merch.
You don't have to buy merch. Just come.
Oh.
Just come see me. It's a new hour. It's been a very fun tour so far.
So that goes on sale at 11 o'clock this morning?
11 a.m. pre-sale.
So while you're waiting for that pre-sale to go up, get yourself a ticket to the live Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast at the Highline Ballroom. That's a week from today. 1 week from today at 8 p.m. at the Highline Ballroom here in New York City. We're doing a live wrestling podcast. Dan Soder's going to be there. A bunch of other surprise guests. Make sure you get your tickets at highlineballroom.com. And then once you get your ticket to that, wait patiently, listen to the show, and then you'll be able to get tickets to Jim Norton at Town Hall.
Do both.
Yes.
Be right back. for my pre-sale tickets, which go on sale at 11 a.m. I'm trying to tweet out a link to the actual tickets, and we're looking.
It's at tickets-center.com.
Well, why don't you click view tickets for Saturday?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to get a shorter URL so I can. This tinyurl.com, if you can shrink it.
It's asking.
Yeah, it's asking how many tickets. I looked at that already.
That seems shady as hell.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like that's the actual site.
I don't think so.
So maybe from Town Hall you could get it.
Town Hizzle.
I don't want to. I don't want to tweet out a link to a fucking scalper. I'm gonna tweet it out to either the venue or the festival, but not just the festival because I'm not listed on the front page. Why would I be?
Why aren't you on the front page?
It's bigger acts.
You hear what Liam Gallagher called ASAP Rocky?
No, but
Did
I heard
you see that?
He insulted what's his name too. That fucking Corden. He's a douchebag, Liam Gallagher.
You think so?
Oh my
He's
God.
just honest.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Maybe you're right.
But maybe I think he's both. I think he's a
Called James
douchebag,
Norton a knobhead.
and he's honest about
Yeah,
it.
James Corden.
James Corden.
You said James Norton?
Yeah, that's true too.
Did you say you called James Corden a knobhead?
Knob.
Yeah,
He's
no.
not going to do the car karaoke.
By the way, if you go on Town Hall's website and click on their calendar, all their dates go to Ticketmaster. So
All right, maybe go Ticketmaster and get a link.
I don't know.
You don't like that he said that about James Corden?
No, I didn't care.
Oh, okay. I think it's funny. I
Yeah.
wish there were more people that were like, "That's a stupid show." Yeah. Nobody does that anymore. Everybody's so like concerned about making sure they get their viral hits and whatnot. Nobody will say that. I don't like that idea.
Yeah, it's up on Ticketmaster,
Yeah, you think so?
as well as an unannounced show
There it is, right there.
Where's that?
at the Talking Stick Resort,
Where's that little joker?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, let's get to the festival. Thank you very much, Troy. If you can send me that link, I'll give you a big kiss around the nipples. All right.
Oh, but I found it.
That's it,
Everybody
Travis.
gets kisses on the nipples.
All right, so
That's
you guys
fair.
both come in. Your chest is a lot hairier, though.
Yeah, but I'm like more manly.
I'll say.
Don't bring if you didn't bring enough to share with everybody.
I kiss one nipple each.
No, yeah, one, to each person. That's fine.
So what did he say about A$AP Rocky?
Well, he's Liam Gallagher, of course, from Oasis. He was talking about what his kid's like or whatever, and he called him WhatsApp Ricky by mistake.
No, I think that's what he thought his name was.
Right? Yeah. He's not saying like they'll call him that by mistake.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it as like a
as a
diss
dig.
or anything.
He was like, oh, he likes WhatsApp Ricky.
Oh.
He was like, WhatsApp Ricky? You mean ASAP Rocky? And he's like, yeah, that's it. Fuck it. WhatsApp Ricky is a better name anyway.
But he's not always just an asshole to be an asshole. Like he said in the same interview, like I think we should get Oasis back together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like we haven't talked in 9 years. He's
Wow.
like, and I don't like Noel, and Noel doesn't like me, but like we're better together. I'd rather be talking about an Oasis record than a Liam solo record.
Liam was
Who's the bigger dick?
He was the cute one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I mean, I think that's split right down the middle.
Oh, okay. It's a kind of equal parts.
Yeah, they're just asshole brothers. I
Okay.
mean, they just happen to be two asshole brothers that are part of one of the most successful British bands ever.
They're just a couple of soccer hooligans that know how to play instruments.
But the fact that they haven't spoken to each other in 9 years.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a little silly for brothers to
They
not
hate
be
it- they hate
talking.
each other.
I bet one of them wants to do carpool karaoke, and the other one's like, "That's a fucking lame show."
Yeah, that's
I
for
bet-
knobs.
I bet Noel would do that.
And Noel's like, "What are you talking about? John Cena's doing carpool karaoke," and Liam's like, "That's for fucking knob wranglers."
Hi, Kelsey.
I don't know British slang.
I don't either.
Hello.
And also, we wanted to cover too.
Kelsey Cook is here.
All right.
Glenn Campbell died.
Oh, wait. Kelsey Cook is here. Kelsey, welcome to the asylum.
Oh, God. And it begins.
Yeah.
That's bad.
We're renaming our show The Asylum because we kind of get nuts in the morning, you know?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Jim played me the new intro, and it was
Do you like it?
pretty horrific.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
pretty
you.
painful.
Yeah, it's hard not to think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's in there.
forever.
Well, you know what our hashtag is, right? What's our hashtag?
Be committed.
Be committed.
Yeah,
That's
the
what all
asylum.
the fans have been saying. It's the asylum. Hashtag be committed.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We're just going in a new direction with the show that management seems to be very happy with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, Glenn Campbell, fucking 81 years old. That was really depressed when I heard that.
Were you?
Yeah, even though you knew it was coming and you knew that he was fucking just kind of mush at that point, I still felt sad because I knew his story and I was like, oh man, that you hate to see. That last song he wrote, "I'm Not Gonna Miss You," is so depressing.
Because it just kind of trails off at the end and makes no sense.
Yeah, then he just starts singing dishes, hats, and refrigerators. No, but it was a really sad song because he knows he's losing his mind to Alzheimer's.
Started eating his shoe at the end.
Yeah.
How you doing, Glenn?
I'm not gonna miss you. He's singing into a quiche.
Yeah, it's just flossing with his guitar string. It's like, what are you doing?
Glenn,
Yeah,
come
do we
on.
have that?
What's weird is you guys were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah, well, you knew. I was wondering what an update with him was. Do we have this song?
We're not going to miss
Oh,
you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can get it. No, that's fine.
It's not the way to play the whole song, but it was really depressing. He wrote it. He did like fucking 4 takes or something.
You watched the documentary, right?
Yeah, and it was the song was the last thing he wrote, and you know, he knew he was fucking losing it, so they just wanted to put one more song out there. It was actually good for a guy who was at that point, I guess, 78 or 79, and fucking his memory was half gone. But really a sad story.
I felt relieved when I found out he was dead. Like, you'd think, like, 2 years with Alzheimer's, enough is enough already. Just
That is
end
bad.
it,
Yeah,
right?
it's a bad way to end.
It's relief in the sense that you're happy that the person isn't. You turned out it isn't miserable, but the fact is that it's still sad that the whole thing wound up that way.
I mean, once I get Alzheimer's, I don't mind if somebody just puts a shotgun in my mouth.
Like, you should do it before.
Why?
Yeah.
Like,
Can we do that today?
How far before? No, that doesn't make any sense. That's totally. What happened to the song?
You said turn it down.
A teeny bit. Yeah. Like, it was
He
just
was
a
already
little-
down.
Oh boy,
okay.
Somebody in there has a little Glenn Campbell in him. What? The song is over, right?
what?
No, it's 5 seconds in.
Song?
What? What?
What are you talking about? We're eating dinner.
I'm not gonna miss you. He's holding a water bottle. talking to him.
No, Travis,
Wasn't
we're not
there
at
a-
dinner.
Wasn't there an interview where he was reminded that he had Alzheimer's and he
Yes,
totally forgot?
in the documentary.
Oh God, what a.
That's terrible news to just keep going.
And
How
you
about
get-
that? Like the good news is I'm not going to miss you. The bad news is I'm going to find out every fucking day that I have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
That's true, but you can watch the same show over and over again. It's all be new to me.
Yeah, like like that scene in Back to the Future where they're like, I saw it on a rerun, and Glenn Campbell's like, what's a rerun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, Glenn, enjoy the show.
Yeah. Anyway, a sad ending.
Keep
You know,
showing him the same episode of MASH over and over again. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, Glenn?
the one with Andrew Dice Clay in '83 when he was still Andy Clay.
Yeah, that's sure. Show
Dice
him
was
that
in
one.
MASH.
Who cares?
Weird.
One episode, he played a wounded soldier.
Andy Clay.
Andy Clay, yeah.
That's so jarring to hear that name like that.
Yeah, see if you can find a picture of him in MASH. It's funny to look. I love watching old shows and looking at the credits and seeing who showed up and who was a nobody back then. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, look how young.
Yeah, he's talking to B.J. Honeycutt, Mike Farrell.
Yeah, like see that reaction that you're having right now, Kelsey? Like, oh my God, it's Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
This guy, Glenn Campbell, could have that every single day for the rest of his life. Isn't that great?
He said, "Oh my God,
that's so cool."
He said that's Andrew Dice Clay, but he was talking to a clock.
No, it
teasing Glenn.
No, it isn't, Glenn.
Poor Glenn. But a great song, man. He fucking, goddamn, he had a good voice.
I mean, yeah, people are talking. I thought, let me tell you something though, because a lot of people were upset about it, and you know, of course, like he's a legend. But I was watching the Fox and Friends show this morning because they're just a great trio. But of course, Dolly Parton. They were talking about Glenn Campbell, and Dolly Parton tweeted out something to the effect of like, "Oh, we'll miss you, Glenn. One of the greatest voices of all time. I will always love you." And I was like, Dolly Parton, for you to shoehorn your own goddamn song lyrics
It's a little cheesy.
into the tweet, which, by the way, people kind of associated with Whitney Houston anyway.
Oh yeah.
Like,
come on now.
That is so cornball.
It is a little cheesy to shoehorn your own fucking work into a death tweet.
Yeah.
Hey,
like,
Glenn, take care of yourself. Hey, you should go to heaven with a mouthful of dignity. Fucking boo.
Yeah. Dolly Parton being like, me and my friend Jolene are really upset about Glenn Campbell.
Yeah. I hope that the next comic that dies, you tweet out a punchline at the end of your tweet to them.
It depends on who they were.
Yeah, that's
like, who do you
true.
think's going to die next?
Oh, God.
If Colin
really-
Quinn died, I'd probably say, hey, have fun trolling up there in heaven. I'd say, hey, don't forget to look down on us. And then in parentheses, I put, or look up. LOL. Because that would crack Colin up if he was dead.
You think so?
Yeah.
He'd like that.
Well, Bob Kelly, if Bob Kelly died.
Making fat jokes, because that's what he would have wanted.
He would have wanted that.
It never bothers him.
Be like, hey, Bob, my back still hurts from helping carry your coffin. LOL.
That's what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
Shoehorning in your own bullshit.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
Well, you could.
Oh, I forgot that was actually her song. A lot of people think it's Whitney Houston's song. What are we talking about you or Whitney for?
Yeah.
It's Glenn Campbell's day.
That's her subtle way of getting the combo back on her. Like, no, it actually was my song.
It was my
bitches.
song, you guys.
Yeah,
you guys
just,
know that, right?
just say, I love you. You had a great voice. Shut up.
Yeah, just shut up.
Yeah.
What do you die of with Alzheimer's? Does it actually kill you, though?
I don't know, but I looked it up while I was working 9 to 5.
Oh.
You guys remember that one?
We do.
Dolly, we got it. Dolly, you sang songs too. Fine.
But what kills
Look
you
at
with
my
Alzheimer's?
titties. Okay, Dolly.
Okay, sit down.
I don't know. I
That's a
guess
good
you forgot
question.
to
Oh, it
eat.
is fatal.
Yeah, I know.
It's
You
always
forget.
it's complex and always fatal.
Oh.
Manifests initially marked memory. Okay, but as it progresses, it has an effect on the higher brain functions. Later stages, balance, coordination. Okay, it fucks your heart rate, breathing, digestion, sleep cycle. Okay, so it fucks up everything.
Your heart
Yeah.
forgets to beat?
Yeah, you forget to
Everything.
breathe.
Jesus Christ. It's just like The computer just malfunctions. The computer that is your body.
I'm not gonna miss you.
You sound just like him, dude.
Everyone's told me that my whole life. I should have done Glenn Campbell when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just like a rhinestone cow person. I updated
That's actually way better.
I update it now for modern.
I actually like that way better.
A rhinestone cow person.
You could actually get some MTV play now.
I sure can.
Get on the new TRL.
Gender neutral.
Yeah.
Gender neutral.
Gender fluid.
Yes.
That's gender neutral.
Well, we just want
cow person is gender neutral. Should be species neutral too, though. So we have to pick a different animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a rhinestone thing.
Yeah, like a rhinestone beef individual. Boom.
I think that's pretty good still. I think it's not bad.
Do you remember that song?
Rhinestone Cowboy?
I do. Every time Jim plays old music in our car rides and I don't know, he just lays on his horn for like 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I always get her with that too. Like, you ever hear this? And she's like, no, and I just slam the horn and it frightens her. She thinks we're about to die.
He gets so angry.
What type of music is it that she hasn't heard?
Just anything that might be older. Like if you haven't heard Sea of Love by Phil Phillips, you're not a good person.
I don't even know who Phil Phillips is.
Exactly. Thank you for making my point brilliantly.
No.
You're not a good person. This was a good one, right?
Oh, yes, great.
I remember when John Lovitz handed this vinyl to the DJ in the hit film High School High. Anybody catch High School High?
No.
Look at this video. He's got a red shirt, gigantic fucking cuffs, and he's just walking on the shoulder of a road.
And here's the thing about Glenn
Campbell. It's a $9 video.
At this time, looking like that, Glenn Campbell fucked all the time. You know what I mean? That's a guy who is getting laid.
Cars are shooting by him. He's literally just walking in the shoulder of a road with his fucking awful shirt tucked in.
Everybody else is like, oh, I play guitar, I can drum. Glenn Campbell's like, fuck it, listen to this voice.
Listen to me.
I'm just hanging out next to a tree.
He's leaning on a tree lamely. This is great.
Is Trey just the street he lived on?
Yeah.
Glenn's filming another music video.
This is one take. Here we go. Footage of him on a horse.
Wow.
But it's just like you could see, like, it's just a horse pen. You can see where he walked in.
It's a white horse, yeah.
All right, guys, let's shoot. Glenn, you don't want to get like in the middle of the thing so it looks like you're riding around? Nah, let's start.
He doesn't look like a rhinestone cowboy. It looks like he's in his yard.
He didn't have right. Oh, there are the rhinestones on his belt.
Oh, man.
He's just singing there, singing into the camera. He looks like he's 50.
You know, I know we were talking about nostalgia early on, but like he has to at some point have looked at this video and realized what an asshole he looked like.
No, he did. He went, who's that?
It's a good song.
Yeah. God damn, what is that?
You think he got...
Oh, his hands. Here's how you know you don't do your hands in the video. His hands are looped into his front pocket. Like his thumbs are looped into the pocket and his fingers are just hanging down.
He's just casual.
Yeah.
There was a time when wasn't everybody was a cowboy.
Yeah, but
yes. There's John Travolta in this.
I don't know if he's a, but like, you know, like Bon Jovi would say he's a cowboy and he's from New Jersey.
Yeah, but he's on a steel horse. He
on
rides.
a steel fist he rides.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, what's his name? Who used to, all he was trying to do was open a stereo store. He was a cowboy for a while.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
That's right. In fucking Midnight. What was his name in that? In
Boogie Nights?
Boogie Nights, yeah.
And his wife was like, it's old. It's over, man. Nobody's wearing that anymore. No, it's cool. It's cool. No, people still liking it.
Did you
It's
have
cool.
a cowboy face?
I did not, unfortunately.
No.
Buck. Was his name Buck?
Yeah, Buck Stereo.
Buck Stereos or something like that.
And then at the end, he goes and wears the Adidas jumpsuit and the Kangol hat because he's ready to go into, the 80s.
One of my favorite things about that movie is that him and the girl actually got together. I was so
It's a
happy.
happy ending.
I was so happy.
Because aren't you worried when he? I get worried.
I thought he was gonna get killed in that donut shop.
Of course, I've seen the movie 100 times. Every time he goes into the donut shop, I'm like, no, you've almost got this, Buck. We're almost there.
I know, Buck. You're not being fair.
You're not
such
being
a great
fair.
scene in the bank when he couldn't get the fucking. Do you ever see this?
I don't think so.
You never seen
Crash?
Boogie Nights?
No.
Oh, Boogie Nights. Sorry.
Crash. Fuck out of here with Crash.
Crash was a masterpiece.
No, it wasn't.
You don't know what you're talking about. I'll ruin you in that argument. You saw Boogie Nights, right? Oh, it was a fucking horn.
I know. I'm sorry.
Boogie Nights is a
I do
masterpiece.
need to.
Yeah, Boogie Nights is. He's picking. everything Don Cheadle does, I fucking love. He's one of my
gold.
favorite people ever.
I like when he's the British guy who knows about explosions in Ocean's 11. Yeah.
All right, chaps, hang on to your knickers. And he fucking blows shit up. I love that.
Yeah.
Anything he does. We interviewed him once, and he couldn't have cared less about me. He took a photo to be courteous. Thank you to the fans, by the way. They pestered him.
I don't remember anybody that we've interviewed that hasn't. That could have given a shit about you.
But no, that's not true. There's been some.
Have there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm making a list. But fans pestered him into coming in. They kept tweeting at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, who's this Jim Norton I got to come in and see? Because we couldn't get him on the show. So we finally got him on the show. I don't know why he does shows that have less listeners. His publicist stinks. But he was so fucking great, man. Everything he does, he's great.
He really is good in everything. Hotel Rwanda.
Oh, my God. The cockroaches.
The Ocean's 11 remake is my favorite movie of all time.
Is it?
It's
The what?
truly which I know will infuriate you. The Ocean's 11 remake, that's my favorite movie of all time.
Did you like
I know,
Ocean's
I'm
12?
sorry. That one sucked.
What about Ocean's 13?
I like that one.
That's right.
It brought it back up.
That's
It brought
right.
it
I
back
want to
around.
see Ocean 6.
It refers to the number of people, not the.
Oh. That'd be great.
Are you excited for the remake with the chicks?
Yeah, a
Oh
little bit.
no!
I don't know.
Are they calling it fish in the ocean?
But they're only doing it with 9 ladies, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the controversy?
I don't know. I'll be interested in
Rihanna's in it.
see it.
You seen Rihanna looking thick in her outfit?
She does look a little juicier, yeah.
In her outfit from Carnival.
And Chris Brown
Nice.
put like a fucking wing. People giving him shit because he put the googly eyes.
Yeah.
Or I guess instead of 2 fists.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah, she looks really good. She looks thick.
I'd give her rump and eating.
You would?
Sandra Bullock, Rihanna. Can you go back to that, Troy?
Yeah, let's see who's in the
Rihanna, Sandy Bullock.
Oh, they're calling it Ocean's 8.
Kate Blanchett.
That is a really good cast.
Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham Carter, Sarah Paulson.
I like Sarah
Mindy
Paulson.
Kaling, all right. I don't know who
Aquafina.
She's a funny comedian.
Okay.
She must be
Katie Holmes. Okay.
And I'm assuming because she's Asian, she's the one that flips around and can fit in boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Is she funny?
Yeah, she was on Girl Code.
Okay.
She does a lot of stuff with MTV.
Okay.
Look, the Asian guy in Ocean's 11 could flip around and fit into boxes and stuff. Remember
That's
that guy?
good.
I love him.
How is
amazing.
Sandra
It's
Bullock
amazing.
second to fucking Rihanna? Unless are they billing Sandra Bullock behind Rihanna? That's insanity.
What? Yeah, they are. Rihanna's like the shit right now.
Yeah. She's not bigger
But
than
for
Sandra
not
Bullock.
acting.
Get the fuck out of here with Sandra Bullock. She hasn't been.
She won an Oscar.
Got it. Blindside. Next. You see Rihanna at Carnival?
She was also in Crash.
Yeah. Do you want to
Stop
watch?
talking about Crash.
Why? It's a great movie.
It sucked.
No, it didn't. It's a masterpiece.
You're just trying to goad me into arguing with
I'm
you
not
about
actually.
Crash.
I didn't expect to see on Sandy Duncan. You didn't like it, Travis?
Not
It
Sandy
might be
Duncan.
the most overrated Best Picture.
Thank
But
you.
it was no. It was,
Finally, somebody said
hold
it.
on, let me fix both your wagons. It was underrated, and the fact it was a sleeper that won Best Picture. It was totally underrated. Nobody expected it to win anything.
Now, Crash is overrated.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's a PC Hollywood.
Actually, you know what? It's not
Canadian
overrated.
version.
Because I don't
the
hear
opposite
anybody
of PC.
else except for you talking about it anymore.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. It was under. That's exactly it. It's not overrated.
And it's as shallow as any movie I've ever seen.
It's rated as it should be, except for you.
No, it's not
There's
overrated.
no depth to it whatsoever.
That's completely opposite. It showed the good and bad in everybody.
Yeah,
and,
but it sort of like not in shades. It was like this is when they're good, and this is when they're bad.
But they also
and then in the audience you go, oh, there's 2 dimensions to people.
Yeah, but they don't go the politically correct route. Like they show the cop being a dick, and you're like, oh, okay, the cop's a dick. But then they show this is what the cop actually does for a living, and he saves. There was redemption in every person, and it wasn't politically correct shit. It was fucking really well done.
There was no gray. There was black and white, and it was just good and bad.
No.
It's just as simplistic as a movie has ever been.
No, it was great. It was a brilliant film.
I watched it in theaters, and I was like, what is this?
You didn't get it.
Oh, yeah, it went
didn't
way
get it.
over my head.
No,
yeah.
but they also show
I
like.
thought the cop was mean.
Like the cop,
now
the
he's
cop's
nice.
hold on, the cop's an asshole. But then he goes in. Oh, the cop's a racist. But then he goes in and he has this fucking experience with this black social worker, and she's being a complete cunt to him. And you're like, okay, this is how people have an experience with somebody, and then they start becoming cunts to everybody else. And then they show her at the end of the movie fucking being a racist to the Asian guy. The films don't show that. They don't show fucking. They only show white people being racist. They don't show it coming from all sides. They don't show how everybody contributes to things being shitty.
Yes, but it was as basic a display of it as I've ever seen
You've
in
never
my
seen,
life.
but you haven't ever seen that in a film.
It had no relation to real life at all.
That's ridiculous. Of course it did.
Because
it had
it
a
was-
complete
it was-
relation to it. That's exactly how people are.
It was like you were just writing down like this is literally how I want it to be shown.
You think Crash is a basic bitch?
It's the most basic bitch of a movie I've ever
But no,
seen.
but you just misclassified. You didn't get it.
It could have been a black woman wearing a shirt that says "I like Asian people not that much." Be like, oh, she's racist against Asians.
No, but you didn't get it. You didn't get it.
That's all there is to get.
No,
He
it
doesn't
wasn't.
get it.
He likes politically correct films. Sam likes the PC stuff, and when it goes,
Is that
a
what
little,
it is, Sam?
Yeah, when it goes a little against PC, you don't know how to handle it.
Look, I'm not a PC guy. I do think that the best Ghostbusters was the most recent Ghostbusters, but that's just me.
Like, you remember at the beginning-
just in terms of movies.
When Sandra Bullock and Brendan Fraser get fucking robbed, the initial thing you think, and this is where I love the film, like you're like, oh great, the fucking Hollywood is going to preach about how you shouldn't be scared of 2 black guys, and the guys actually rob them and take the truck. Like they do exactly what you don't expect them to do throughout the entire film. It was fucking
No, I remember
amazing.
the opening scene, and I remember by the end of the movie feeling like I was beaten over the head by yes, sometimes things are different than you might expect.
But you just said it was you just said it was PC. So all this time you've misclassified. It was not politically correct at all. PC would never have gone the directions that movie went. It never would have showed it like that.
Well, it didn't. It had
You
zero.
just misclassified it.
It had zero depth.
Well, you didn't get it.
I got it 100%.
You just misclassified it. You literally, we like saying, it's like watching Schindler's List and going, it was a comedy. Which to some of our listeners maybe.
Yeah.
But you didn't get the film. If you think it's a politically correct movie, you didn't get it. You didn't understand what they were doing. So
I
you can't
understood
say
the
that it was
movie.
shallow because you didn't get it.
I understood the movie in its entirety.
Then how do you think it's politically correct?
There was nothing to understand. I thought it was politically correct because it showed a very basic understanding.
That's
of
not what
racial
political
relations entirely. Well,
no,
then,
political
then
correctness. Hold on, political correctness does not show a basic understanding of racial relations. They show a one-sided view of it.
Okay, then I've misclassified the term politically correct, not
Yeah.
the film.
All right, well, then you can't say that it's a shallow film if you didn't get what they were doing.
I did not get the film. I just said
You didn't think that Terrence Howard's relationship and the way Hollywood called itself out on the way fucking black characters are written, and by the way black characters are taught to be whitened up by white people like Tony Danza, you thought that was a shallow, politically correct way of looking at race relations? The way Terrence Howard's character broke down throughout that fucking film?
It was
come on, man.
It was like taking a sociological thesis of like, okay, let's break this down and talk about what's really going on, and then scrapping out anything intellectual and just putting it in. So like, let's just feed something that the masses will be able to kind of understand.
You don't even believe what you're saying.
100% believe it.
No, you don't. Because the Terrence Howard character, who he should have won the Oscar
Just because
for.
I don't agree with you doesn't mean that I don't believe what I'm saying. I've said
believe
this
that.
from the beginning of the time the movie came
But
out.
you just said it was a basic thing on race relations, and I'm asking you, how is that a basic thing on race relations when Hollywood never calls itself out for the way they deal with black characters?
I've never complimented Hollywood on their portrayals. I'm saying basic in terms of just people.
What would you consider a complex view on race relations then?
In Hollywood?
Yeah.
There aren't any that I can think of.
Okay, so you're basically saying that all films, not one film has ever covered race properly, so this just kind of falls into a category about all films that have had any type of social message.
It did not separate itself from any other film for me.
So what is one that did?
I can't think of any. I just said.
You didn't think that Malcolm X covered race well or accurately?
Well, yeah, I mean, Malcolm X covered Malcolm X well. And I thought Malcolm X was fantastic.
But it was still a statement about race,
yeah,
too.
I thought Malcolm X was great. I thought Bamboozled was great.
I didn't see Bamboozled.
Yeah, I thought Spike Lee's Bamboozled was great.
But to say that this is basic as far as it handled race, basic, it just didn't. It didn't know. The fact that he didn't win the Oscar for that, it also shows that they can't handle certain roles they're just not comfortable in. Like they give it to him or they nominate him for that fucking pimp fucking movie he did for MTV, the fucking
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow.
That was gross.
Playing a pimp. They don't nominate him for the director who is broken down by this fucking by being taught to whiten up character.
Because the Hustle and Flow character is much more comfortable for Hollywood to
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So to say it was basic, I just think you don't have to like it, but I think to say it's basic is just inaccurate. It wasn't basic. It was a very complex view on race and on the way people interact and affect each other.
Like, I wasn't surprised to find out that the guy who created it, wrote it, whatever, I don't remember if he was the writer or director, but I wasn't surprised to find out that he was a white guy from Canada talking about race relations in the United States.
I don't even know if he meant to do what he did. Because watching it, I always look out for PC shit. I'm like, I am always ready to go, fuck this. Like, I know the message they're going to give me. I know what they're going to tell me. I know what they're trying to make me think. And I didn't feel like that at all with this. I didn't feel like that at all with Don Cheadle. I loved Don Cheadle in that. I thought he was great. I thought the guy who played I expected them to kill the little girl. I thought the little girl was going to get. I thought they were going to do that Hollywood thing where the kid gets shot. They just kept going in every direction I didn't see them going in. They went into the opposite direction. Like killing the little girl would have been the fucking kind of hacky Hollywood thing to do at that point to make it tragic, and they didn't do it.
Did you get to? And I haven't seen the movie in many years, so I don't remember the specifics. But did you get to a point where you're watching this movie, right, and you figure out, okay, so this is what the movie is. They're doing everything that Hollywood doesn't do. So didn't at a point after 20 minutes? Didn't you figure that out and you could watch it and be able to predict every single thing that was going to happen?
No.
Because it was just the opposite of what normally would happen.
No,
Instead of right, we're going to go left every time.
No, because that's like watching Mission Impossible and going, I know he's going to solve it somehow. Like every film has a certain level of predictability because you understand, okay, let's say at the end of Game of Thrones, it looks like one of the characters may have died off, but the way they ended it, I've watched TV long enough to know it's not a good cliffhanger. He's going to live. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. But no, it didn't get me like that. I was just so refreshed to see a certain realistic, they made Matt Dillon's character. They didn't make him this fucking shitty cornball, predictable white cop. Like there's a scene where he fucking says to Philip, whatever the guy's name who played his young partner.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
He's like, you think you know who you are, but wait till you're doing this for 10 years, then you know who you are. Like this, like things like that he said that you just don't see them giving lines like that. Where then you look at this guy and you go, oh, okay, he's not just some fucking dirty white cop who's a racist. That's the safe, easy fucking way for them to paint a cop in Hollywood, and that's what they always do, and they didn't do it with him.
Right, and the fact that I understand what you're saying, but I thought that the way they got there was so like basic and like, let me just write down, this is where the cop says, you think you know, but you have no idea.
But that's how I don't like. Did you see it coming? I hate to blow up. I didn't see.
It's 15 years.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming.
Well, I haven't seen it, so God fucking damn it.
I didn't see the relationship that just say that Don Cheadle had with the other guy. I didn't see that coming at all. I didn't see the fucking thing with the mother coming. I didn't see a whole bunch of that stuff coming.
When Matt Dillon saves Who's he save?
He saved the director's wife.
Right, right, because he like groped her in the beginning, right?
Yes.
When he saved the wife, that was the end of it, right?
That was the end of the. No, that wasn't the end of the movie. No.
Okay. Well, when he did that, I remember just like that was the moment where I was ready to leave the theater and be like, "Oh my God! All right, we get it."
It was, but no, it was symbolic. It didn't mean it wasn't about Matt Dillon saving that lady. It was about there's this problem between the black community and cops. And we kind of forget that cops are shitty to the black community sometimes, and then here this guy is going to fucking risk his life to save this woman. Like, it wasn't about Matt Dillon. That was a statement about what cops do to rescue people. Like, yeah, it's easy to paint this guy as just an asshole in the beginning, but he's also a guy who will slide into a burning car and cut you out and risk being blown up.
I got it.
There was a bigger statement about the relationship between these groups. I thought they were using each individual to kind of, maybe they had to simplify the relationship between all police and black people, but I didn't look at that and go, oh my God, what are the odds of Matt Dillon bumping into that lady? Of course not. I looked at that as a statement about, look what these guys do for a living. It's easy to paint them as shitty because of something they did in the beginning of the film.
Yeah, I mean, I got the statement. I just thought it was really, really laid on thick and fairly stupid ways of showing it so that people could. It was spoon feeding.
No, I didn't think so at all.
Spoon feeding this point of view that, like, you normally don't see this, but it's like, yeah, okay, I got it.
No, I totally disagree. Who's here? Okay, we'll talk to Joe Coy.
Oh my God.
You stop interrupting for a second, Kelsey.
Yeah,
Jesus
please.
Christ,
okay?
you two.
So many people didn't like Crash.
Watching a couples fight, I felt so tense that whole time.
That's all right. We're gonna have.
Yeah, I don't feel tense.
We're gonna have the craziest makeup sex
2,
ever.
3, 4, 5. Hey, what's up, Joe? Hold on. How you
Sometimes
doing,
Jim and I just get into arguments for the makeup sex.
We're just arguing about the movie Crash.
Oh, why? What's wrong?
Because Jim really liked it, and I thought it was really, really
how are
stupid.
I thought it was great.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm outnumbered.
I think you're one of those guys that just likes to argue with the masses.
Who, me?
Yes.
Like I'm just
Crash
like,
was so good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
I loved it.
Yeah, no,
I think everyone.
Sam always, I feel like you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm well,
You
I don't know.
Did you hate Rocky too?
I got to tell you, Joe Coy, I'm a little
boy.
counterculture, so you never know quite which way I'm going to go.
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on, man?
Not much, dude. I'm in New York. This is.
Are you doing a gig? This is you're promoting Inglorious Pranksters Thursdays at 3 o'clock on LaughOutLoud.com. Are you doing a gig here too or no?
Yeah, I'm doing the Tonight Show.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tomorrow.
It's a good gig.
Yeah.
That's all right, I guess.
It's funny when they tell you to run your TV set at a club, and it's just like, why? Why are we doing this?
It never goes well at a club.
It's not the same audience. You know what I mean? Like I got it in my head, but it's just like you got to sneak it in between stuff. You got to go in between certain comics, and you're just like, this isn't going to work right now. Why am I doing this?
And
But
you can't be natural about the room because you got to go on and go, okay, and you got 7 minutes or 8 minutes, and you got to do your set.
yeah, I got 4.5 that I'm trying to knock out, and it's like, where do I put this?
Did you run it last night at Gotham?
Yeah, I ran it last night.
Because I was watching your set trying to find like where in it.
It was the part where I didn't curse for 4.5 minutes.
Between the pussy and the pussy. The pussy
and
bookends.
how's everyone doing tonight? Good to be here.
How long is the set?
It's 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah, 4.5, almost 5.
That's very short. It used to be
But I
6 or
want to
7.
keep it.
Yeah,
no,
they're shorter now.
Yeah, they want you at under 5 now. That's what they want. It's yeah.
Is that to
it's
keep it?
on
Are they thinking YouTube friendly?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
So
okay.
it's like the new thing now.
Wow.
That's
Which
really
is cool with
interesting.
me. But I've been running this thing everywhere, man. It's like going back to training, man. I was like coffee houses. I was on vacation. I just went up at an open mic and just did it.
Just to do it.
Wow.
Just to do it, yeah.
Now you have cue cards, or do you use teleprompter or cue cards?
He only uses cue cards, so that's I like that. So I
Yeah.
just need a couple of bullet points.
Must be from his SNL days. He's probably just used to
That's
using
right.
cue cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leno
that's-
used them a lot of
totally.
guys.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think it looks cooler too. I think there's just like that nostalgic look to see, like, every time they pan over
Yeah.
to the camera shot, when they go to
Right.
break, you see a bunch of guys scribbling on a board. It's like, oh, that's TV.
And you get to keep the card.
I am right.
Have you done the Tonight Show?
This is my first time with Jimmy.
You got to keep your first.
Right.
Your first. You just get the card from the desk that he reads off of. 'Cause that's easier to print.
Ah, yeah, I got to remember that.
You know what, the cue card, but the little, I got, when the first Leno I did, it's a little blue card.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to get that framed than who the fuck wants a bunch of giant cue cards
Yeah,
framed?
no one wants that. You can't even bring it, you bring that on the plane, you look stupid.
Yeah.
I was on the Tonight Show. Yeah, well, buy that a ticket.
So who you on with, do you know?
Naomi Watts
Okay.
and Andy Cohen.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man.
That's a great show.
That is a good show.
So do you feel nervous about it or no?
No, not at all.
I always got nervous when I did TV because I'm like so used to cursing and having freedom.
Yeah. My mouth, I don't know, it just shuts off when I do it. But I'm not nervous anymore. I don't know. Just CBC. You know when we did the Chelsea all the time.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just like that. Every week there was like, hey, just don't curse, don't curse. And then Chelsea's just, dick pussy the whole time.
I know.
You got to sit there and go, okay, I can't
She's
curse.
just got a lot of shit, by the way, for fucking that racism tweet.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it.
People are killing her for that. She said something about, and she, sometimes you say something. A lot of times when you're online, it's a moment in your life. You say something stupid, but she said something about some guys were arrested for like mocking in Germany. They're arrested for what's her tweet? It's
Mocking Nazis.
mocking,
You're
making
not allowed
fun
to
of
do
it.
that in Germany.
And
oh yeah, I did see that.
And she wrote something like, "Hey, wouldn't it be great if we had laws? What 2 Chinese guys were arrested in Berlin for making Nazi salutes. Wouldn't it be nice to have laws here for people who think racism is funny?" And she got a beating for that.
Yeah.
She's made racial, it's like, as a comic, you can't.
I think there was a picture of Sarah Silverman.
Oh, yeah.
Dressed up, and I think did she tag that photo or something? I don't know. That's what I read. I saw that tweet, and then I saw Sarah's picture dressed up as Hitler.
I think somebody tagged her on it.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
Hey, this could be a big problem for you and your friends.
Yeah,
if that happens.
It's almost like you just can't, when you come out and you start saying it's like when Eliza came out and said, "Hey, don't do this or that," then people just start calling her out on her dirty jokes. You don't ever want to start telling comedians.
Yeah, people will go through your old shit so quickly.
Do you want your shit rifled through by comedians fucking looking for problems?
Yeah, you really don't want to see my history, though, the stuff I've said. That's why I just don't even say anything at all. I'm like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, live and let live.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment.
Says, live and let live.
Live and let live.
I'm in no position to ever fucking have a bunch of comedians, like, to say what someone should make fun of. I would be fucking called a hypocrite immediately.
Yeah. Especially because comedians have their days free. So all they're going to be doing is scrolling through all your Jim Norton stuff, ready to,
and being funny about it.
Yeah, and Google has everything that you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I deleted that tweet.
Yeah. Oh, no. Did you mean Joe Coy black jokes? Right this way. Right this way, buddy.
Do you remember, Kevin Hart told a story about doing a gig with you where he was headlining. It was a radio station gig. It was probably a black radio station in L.A. And Kevin was the headliner, and you went on before. And he said, he died going on after. I would never follow Joe Coy at a big gig. And the cellar's one thing, but to go on at an arena event or whatever, fuck that. And he said you buried him, and he was really fucking.
That was Power 106. You know Power 106?
I don't know if I've ever done it.
Okay.
I don't do urban stations. They don't help me draw, and I never feel like I'm doing well.
I don't understand.
Like on the radio?
Yeah, I don't feel like I loved fucking. I do Sway Show. I loved. But
you drive me crazy, man. I think you say stuff. No, I think he say stuff like you're just like, what are you talking about, Jim?
I hope I'm wrong.
What are you talking about?
I hope I'm wrong.
You are your worst enemy, Jim. I think I'm here to tell you that you are your worst enemy. He always says that. And I'm like, Jim, you're the biggest draw.
If you did your sexual stuff,
every show you're on, you crush it, you draw.
And if you did your sexual stuff on urban radio, they would get a fucking kick out of you.
Very racist. I want everyone to remember that. Very racist.
Yeah.
Let's Google that one right there.
Urban is not. That's not any specific race.
Hey, Crash the movie sucks, and urban people love sex jokes. That's all they listen to. Back to you, Jim.
But no, I've too many.
He doesn't even like Crash.
Oh my god.
I wonder if I notice it. Like I wonder. I've talked about this before. Do I notice if somebody black in the crowd doesn't like me more? But like I've seen too many times this look. Which doesn't work on the radio.
Yeah. But that's just the look.
But I've seen that look. And it's
you ever do an urban show? They all look at you like that. And at the end of the show, they're like, man, that was funny. Yeah. Like, what was wrong with your face?
Yeah, no, I've always felt like,
just the I'm waiting for you to impress me look?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've opened for Aries Spears a couple times, and right when I walk out, it's just a sea of faces looking at me like, why? Why are you here?
Yeah, look who Aries is fucking. That's what I say.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Look who's blowing Aries to get stage time. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Kevin is amazing, though. I should get back to Kevin because I'm here to promote the damn network, LOL.
Yes,
network.
Kevin Hart has his own network.
And he gave me that show, Inglorious Pranksters, man. And it's just like, this guy is nonstop, Jim.
Yeah, he really does.
It's nonstop. And it comes out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, I'm launching a show, I'm launching a network, and then like the next day, it's like, I'm running a marathon. Like, what the fuck? Slow down.
So explain the network, though. I don't. It's like an online.
Is it an app?
Yeah, and it's just all comedy. I think the guy has bought so much comedy content, and it's great because I feel like, and I love Comedy Central, Jim. It's just, I feel like they've moved on and found a different
set of comedians too. Yeah,
and not only that, they stood away. They kind of went away from comedy, not comedy, but you know what I mean, like stand up, that content that we used to watch on Comedy Central. Like you would watch every special on Comedy Central, and I feel like you can't go there anymore. And I think LOL, he's got all that content. He's got everything that's funny on this network, and I love it, man. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Plus, Kevin's an animal. He really promotes everything well. And when you read his book, you realize the way he was raised, because his mother wanted to keep him from like being fucked up and getting into gang. So he was constantly busy, obsessively busy. And I read that book. I've known him for a long time, and I'm like, that's why he's this guy.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense that his mother fucking drilled into him, do shit. He was always busy, so he didn't get into problems with the neighborhood.
As a kid, there's no like sitting around. There's no like, oh, I just need some time to myself. It's like, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? What are we doing now?
Yeah.
Yes. That's funny though. I never thought of that. I need some time for myself. I've never seen a kid say that. Yeah,
I need to decompress. It's been a long day.
What are you doing in there? Oh, Mom, I just needed some time for me.
Just a little time for me, and I'll be right back with the family.
Yeah.
What?
Dinner's ready. I'm taking some time right now.
Meditating.
I'll be there for dessert.
If you don't mind. I'm going to clean my room, get my mind off things. What the fuck is wrong with Junior?
So what do you do actually in the show?
I'm the host of Inglorious Pranksters. It's a prank show, viral videos, and I just host it. And then we interview the guys that did it.
Oh, okay.
So it's so smart though, Jim. It's almost like free TV. It's like you find all this content and go, how can I use this? And they found a great way to do it.
Right. It's kind of like what Byron Allen did. I mean, he buys a network, creates a network, and he's a fucking multi-millionaire. He's a smart guy.
Him and his mom.
Was his mom too?
His mom, I think, helped him like finance a lot of those shows. But it's just like brilliant, though. It's like, why am I going to sit there and wait for it when I could do it myself? And he did. That's exactly what he did.
And it's 24 hours of that show, pretty much. The Comics Unleashed.
Yeah. Do you know what he did? He just went to every market and he was like, okay, when does NBC go off the air? And it's like, okay, well, I'll buy that spot. So it's the commercial spots that they sell, those infomercial hours, and he buys them. He's like, here, I'll put my show on that. And I think he sells his own ads on it. And now look, he's got this.
I see.
He's made 2 movies.
He's a very smart dude.
Yeah.
That are crushing. I can't remember the movies. I just went to watch them and I saw it. I saw his logo
executive producing them?
Yeah, the whole production company. And I'm like, damn, this guy's he's a genius.
You have to be willing to do the work too, though. Like, he's a genius and he's a hard worker.
And you got to be willing to wait a while because you're not going to make that money right away.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite story about Byron Allen. When he first did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, they go, who would you like to meet in this business? Because I guess he was like 18 or 19. I'm messing up this story, so don't quote me. But he said he wrote on the wall, because everyone wrote on that wall, the Johnny Carson wall. And he goes, I would love to meet Byron Allen. And I think that is the coolest compliment to Byron Allen. You know
he
what
wrote
I mean?
that?
Yeah, he wrote that on the wall.
That he wants to meet Byron Allen?
I want to meet Byron Allen. I guess that was his, when he was a kid, that was the guy that he was looking at when he was a kid to be a star on TV. Like, oh, Byron's doing it, I'm going to do it.
Do you remember him on Real People?
Yeah, that's why he wanted to meet Byron Allen, because of Real People.
Wait, you're saying Byron, who are you saying?
Eddie Murphy wrote that on the wall.
I thought you said Byron Allen's first Tonight Show. I misunderstood. I'm like,
that'd be horribly egotistical.
That's what I thought he was saying. Okay.
I just want to meet myself.
I thought it was a statement about
West thing to do. I inspired me.
There we go. That's why I was confused. I misunderstood. It didn't make sense. Oh, yeah, Real People. Who's also on that? Skip Stevenson, who died.
Skip Stevenson, man. That show was so good.
Yeah, welcome, Sarah Purcell. Welcome to Real People.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, I loved it.
It was like, what did they? They featured oddities and people who could do interesting things.
Yeah, it was like That's Incredible.
Like the Gong Show?
It was kind of like that.
Your ankle quarter thing on there.
another outlet for me to flick corners off my ankle.
You would have been on. Can we look up Real People? It would have been on one of those.
I could have done that as an adult.
Yes.
Keep this thing going.
Your career flourishing.
Yeah. Wouldn't have to do this ridiculous radio thing. Where you see what my ankles can do.
Oh, wait, I think it was like one ex-football player or something like that.
That was Fran Tarky. That's incredible.
Oh, that's incredible. That's
this was John Barber, who I did not remember. Sarah Purcell, I remember. Skip Stevenson, who died, and Byron Allen. Wow. And how many years was that?
I guess he was
Bill
I think
Rafferty?
he was doing stand-up at like 14, Byron Allen. So he's been working since he was like 14.
Or he's older than he's letting on. Like a lot of times people will say, like when you start to do the backwards math, like, oh, I started when I was 6. You're lying. I never met Byron Allen, so I don't know. He was on from 79 to 84. And what was That's Incredible on? That was like a real like 70s show, like Ripley's Believe It or Not, where they'd show people doing crazy, weird shit.
Yeah.
I could have gotten on that one, too.
You could have. One of those shows would have had.
Fuck.
They were all the same.
Quarters on my ankle.
80 to 84.
They brought the Gong Show back, Sam.
I know, but it's all fake. Like, half the people on the show, like, I know they're like improv guys.
Okay.
Like,
oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's no good at all.
I want a guy that works at Starbucks. It's like, hey, Gong Show's my shot.
Yeah.
This is it.
Plus, to tell you the truth, I'm weirded out that, like, Mike Myers, who's hilarious, like, his return to show business after all this time is in that character, and there's no acknowledgement of actual Mike Myers.
No, they're not even saying anything about Mike.
No.
What character?
So he's doing, have you seen the new Gong Show?
No.
I think Will Arnett is the executive producer or something behind it. So I watched the first couple episodes. And I mean, it's fun. Like, it's the Gong Show. But Mike Myers is the host. But he's doing this weird British kind of old school game show host character.
Okay.
And he's got a ton of makeup on, so he doesn't look like Mike Myers. He's got a ton of makeup. He's got the tux on, the wig on. And there's never any acknowledgement
that it's him. He's just doing a character. Yeah, I can get it.
Oh, weird. I love him so much.
That sucks that they already let it out that it's him. Like, why didn't it just keep it like a top secret? And that way, like season 3, he peels his face back,
and it's him.
Like
Is that
Scooby-Doo character.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, because you can't tell it's him. But in the
he looks like Robin Williams a little bit.
Can we hear him talk? Yeah.
In the promo for the show, it was like, this is Mike Myers.
His place has been taken by a comic calling himself Tommy Maitland.
I'm Tommy Maitland.
So where did this guy come from?
The network will not confirm it, but I have confirmed with the source it is, in fact, Mike Myers.
Oh, okay. So people know it's him. They could kind of outed him on it. They blew it.
Although I think when they were first promoting, I think that this is all just like, it was supposed to be promo from the beginning.
They want Mike Myers to bring people to watch it.
Exactly.
That's all.
Yeah. Exactly.
is none other than Mike
Just
Myers.
weird.
Yeah, that is
aka
weird.
Austin
Yeah, it does look like Robin
He
Williams.
looks like
Doesn't
Robin.
it?
Wow.
Yeah.
ABC and Mike Myers are.
That's kind of cool, though. If
Yeah.
they do the Robin Williams story, you know who's playing it because he looks
They
just
made
like.
it
Yeah.
look just like it. That's
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to get into those
That's right.
auditions.
I could do the VO.
Yeah. You do a
Jimmy
great
goes
Robin
in for the
Williams.
audition. Jim just goes in for the audition. That's all he does. He doesn't even read the
I
sign.
can't do the voice.
Yes. Huh? Did you like it?
I only do that and I'm done. I can't do the voice.
That was one of my favorite moments in stand-up is working with Robin.
Where was it?
It was at the Laugh Factory.
He just came in and did spots?
He did 3 spots and for the Oscars because he was going to do a nomination, but he wanted to do some stand-up before he did it, and he was working on it, and he kept coming in, and he was like, he would ask all the comments, do you mind if I come just do like 5 minutes? And I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Can you do 5 hours, please? I've been waiting for this moment, sir.
He was an amazingly nice guy. The first time I met him was, I think, in 1998. He came to the Comedy Cellar, and I still remember the night. It was Manny was there, the old cellar owner. There's a picture of Robin and Manny together in the cellar. And he came in, and he went on, and he came out, he talked to all the comedians. And me and Colin went downstairs, and I've told this story before, but and just to kind of, like, you want to be shitty to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Colin, we were watching him. It was all topical stuff, and it was fucking brilliant. And Colin went, "Ugh, son of a bitch really does have a genius streak." You couldn't deny how great the stuff he was doing was. He was fucking incredible when he went on. And he came up and he hung with the comedian. He was fucking awesome. He was a really nice dude.
It's crazy because you see the levels of famous too, because that was the same year I think Chris was hosting the Oscars, so they were all working out and they were all just going through the Laugh Factory improv. And so Robin comes in. I mean, Chris comes in and does his set. But, it took like forever for everyone to sit down and stop clapping because Chris was on stage.
Sure.
And you're like, God, there's no one more famous than Chris right now. There's no one. And then here comes Robin. And I mean, it would not stop, man. Like, people were like just running up to the stage. I remember this one lady ran all the way up to the stage with the camera to take a picture. And he was like, I got a camera too, bitch. Let's go. And he started doing like this whole duel with the phone, taking pictures with it. And it was just like genius to watch it, man.
Yeah, he was a weird guy. They have a bunch of celebrities go on, like, Seinfeld trumps anybody.
Sure.
Ray Romano can go on whenever he wants.
Yeah.
These guys. But Robin, I think, kind of whenever there was a bunch of comedians, there was no one that was higher on the ladder than him. There was other guys that were almost as high, but I don't think anybody higher on the ladder as a stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally. Bob Saget did a set, left, and found out that Robin was, and he came back just to watch Robin.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was totally cool.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy going on would be a big deal.
Oh God, huge. Yeah, I've been to a show where he was just in the audience and walked down the stairs, and the show stopped.
Really?
Just stopped. Yeah, because he just walked downstairs.
Yeah.
Did he watch your set?
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
No, he's great, man. You know he loves comedy. You've seen him, right?
I've never seen him in person.
What?
Eddie Murphy's one guy I would love to meet. I've never met him. To my knowledge, never been in the same room with him.
Oh, I thought he drops in at every
Never saw him
comedy
at the cellar.
club. Wow.
No, if he was there, I just didn't see him. He may have come in. But I always try to talk Ricky Gervais into going there. Whenever he comes on the show, we're like, go to the cellar. And he wants
he not
to.
go?
He hasn't gone. He's gone there to hang out once, I think, with Louis, but he's never actually gone to go on.
How come?
I don't know. I think some guys like
Ricky would crush it, man. Wouldn't that be great to see him just go up at the cellar?
And I think once you've been going on there for a while, I think a lot of guys, once they get famous and that room has such a history, they don't, like Dice only went on there one time. Like a lot of guys don't go on there for some, I don't know why. It's a lack of comfort there because they didn't come up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I'm just not sure. Like they think the room is not what it really is. I don't know.
What else is on the LOL network?
Oh my God, I don't even know this, but he's got all the content from Def Jam, and he's just got a ton of stand-up on there. He's putting a ton of stand-up specials.
So he went out and bought a bunch of stuff.
I just like it because it's so true. Like when you're trying to look for stand-up, I like to, when I was a kid, that's all I watched was stand-up. So it sucks that these kids don't even know that there's specials out there. It's like now they know because of Netflix, but they didn't know that there's I had 2 others on Comedy Central, and now there's a platform where it just showcases that.
Was Kevin buying old specials and putting them on?
I don't know if he
is he shooting new
or-
specials.
I think he also has new specials.
Oh,
like
okay.
he's kind of like a premium blend or whatever. He's doing that style.
He just shot some at JFL.
Oh, okay. Was he?
in
Yes,
Montreal.
he was shooting some. I forget who he shot.
And is it all on-demand stuff?
I don't think so. I think it's just streaming.
Wow,
So,
so it's live. It's
yeah,
a live
I
net.
think
That's so
man.
cool. That's so cool.
Is that's it right there, right, Jim?
Yeah, that's it. This is the Laugh Out Loud
See, I
network.
can see what audience he's marketing to. Cat Williams, Gary Owen, All-Star Comedy Jam, Eddie Griffin, Ari Spears, DeRay Davis. Okay, Corey Holcomb. Not my audience. I'm not going to try to sell a special to Kevin. But the Bernie Mac, that famous fucking. I don't. That's
I'm
actually
not
not
scared of you.
That's not, I don't think that's the one. At least that's not Bernie.
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a that show was so epic, man.
I went to one taping when Rich Voss was the first white guy on Def Jam, and me and Eric McMahon, who was a Jersey comedian buddy of mine, we went and saw Voss, and I'll never forget. Steve Harvey introduced him, and Voss killed. And then afterwards, Steve Harvey went, "Now we're even," like meaning for Jackie Robinson.
And do you do all the pranks, or do you interview the people?
Just basically hosting it.
Yeah,
then the interviews. Yeah.
You need to bring Jim and Club Soda Kenny on.
I don't do pranks.
I feel like what you do to
we
me.
used to. Oh, that's not even a prank. That's just fucking annoying our friend.
What about the Meet the Creeps or whatever that thing was?
Kenny was good at those. He could keep a deadpan. I could never keep a dead. He would always make me laugh. That's why I would play like I was stoic, because he would slap me in the face in public really loud.
Yeah, that's called corpsing.
Yeah, I was so scared.
You have to corpse when you can't, trying to stop yourself from laughing.
Oh, it was so uncomfortable. Shut up! In front of people and slap me in the face. It's stunned silence by people.
Oh my god!
There's a 6'7" monster who just slapped another grown man.
There's the one where you guys went into the luggage store, and Kenny just goes into the luggage store. You know Club Soda Kenny? Mm-mm. Oh, he's a legend. He's Jim's road manager, security guy. But he was on tour with Dice. He's done stuff with Amy Schumer. He's done stuff with a ton of people. But he's like a big galoot.
Yeah.
And he just went into a luggage store and just started cursing just the whole time, like, "Don't you have anything a little fucking bigger? Oh, this motherfucker's not going to work at all." Just seeing how many times he could curse over and over and over and over again.
And he's the only guy upset about luggage.
Nobody's upset.
No
in
one's
there.
ever upset about
No.
luggage. Like, this luggage is the same size it's always been.
It's empty luggage.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I can't watch myself. Just
Let's play a little bit.
No, I don't want to see it. Just look at how fat I am.
Well, yeah.
I just don't want to see myself.
I'm Jim, and we're gonna curse.
No, I don't want to see it.
How's that?
Oh, look, can we just play a little bit for Joe Coy? He's never seen Club Soda Kenny.
No, let's show Kenny doing something else.
That's brutal outside. Jesus
Holy
Christ!
shit.
I need a bag. It's like a garment bag, but it's not just a fucking garment bag. It opens up
with some fucking wheels on.
You wear? Yes, sir.
Yeah. What cocksucking color you want?
How many shirts and like shit like that can I hang up in here?
You answered your fucking question.
Hold on. So I want to make sure that I get, because my other one I had was too small and it wouldn't hold the fucking suit and the shirts.
I say that's too fucking big.
So the one I had was
Is Kenny not amazing?
Every fucking time I would use it, I would wind up with my shit wrinkled. This fucking thing busted, and I got shit all over the fucking bag. I can't use it.
I can't have you spend $300 fucking motherfucking dollars.
No.
Fucking mother.
Sale prices, which is you buying.
Why don't you let him get what the fuck?
Well,
Please lay them side by side. Come on, hurry up.
Now, what's the quality as far as when it goes to the airport? Those fucking baboons jump all over your luggage like a Santa commercial.
Nothing problem with that, sir. They're one of the best fees in the market. They're making on that.
So how much for this motherfucker? If we wanted that motherfucker, how much is that cocksucker?
That's mustache Kenny.
Can we get 2 for 1?
2 for 1, I don't know. It's
2 for 1 price?
Yeah.
I can't do anything, sir.
You're the fucking boss. You can do whatever you want.
I'm not boss. I'm walking here, sir. You're getting the same Hartman like this, sir. You're paying for a little more pricey, but it's not the.
Florentine is secretly filming
like
it.
that's for faggots.
Yeah.
This is an older.
But you pay
Yes, by the way.
How much is it?
$1,000. It's looking classic. That's only you're paying for that.
Jesus Christ.
But quality,
No,
that's
that's
number one in the market.
That should come with AIDS.
Yeah, that's fucking clear.
It's $8.50. It's a little high.
I love Kenny too because he's like so hostile about it.
No, please. I'm not trying to suck your dick. I mean, I know you're trying to fucking help me out. I certainly understand.
Do you know about the Victoria's Secret bag?
What's the
What he does
Victoria's
with me on
Secret?
the road?
No, I don't know about that.
I have this Victoria's Secret bag I have with me on the road, and anytime I have it, we go through a crowded area in the airport. Jim will shout, "Ooh, Victoria's Secret!" Ooh,
It humiliates her.
And then Kenny,
Yeah, or oh la la.
and
It's
then
humiliating.
Kenny will scream down a pathway in the airport, "Victoria's Secret model coming through," and people fucking look and move because they don't know what's going on. Giant man screaming at them,
And they're like, "Where is she?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Thanks, you fucking asshole.
Jim, that's so fucking mean. Why am I cursing now?
I know, because Kenny got us.
sounds so fun.
But Kenny never breaks. Kenny's the best at, like, he literally, every time we would do shit like that would make me laugh, and I couldn't finish the thing without going stoic. He's unbreakable.
How much you want for that cocksucker?
Yeah. And that's just comfortable for him.
Yeah.
You know, he's just an uncomfortable man.
Who's ever gone into that store and referred to a piece of luggage as a cocksucker?
Yeah.
before?
How much for that cocksucker right there?
Yeah, nobody's ever said that.
How are you on traveling, Jim? Like, I'm down to 1 bag, man.
One bag carry. If I'm going away if I'm moving, I'm doing carry on. I wouldn't check a bag ever. I don't check bags ever.
I don't understand anyone that has to put something underneath the plane. I just don't get it.
You guys made fun of me for not checking bags on my honeymoon when we were gone for 11 days
That's
to Hawaii.
honeymoon. I was a little different.
And I didn't let Jess check her bag.
Yeah, you did it because it was financial.
That's not. I did not say that.
a cheapskate.
No,
he's a cheapskate. He's a chiseler.
Oh, but you're not. But everybody else.
11 days you didn't have.
11 days.
your wife
Hawaii. You get
check-
bathing suit. Jump in the water. It's clean now.
It's
Wear
a
the same bathing
honeymoon.
suit.
Yeah, 11 days is a long time, Sam. If I was going for 11 days with a girl like a honey, I would probably do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that's
supposed to spend your honeymoon nude anyway, right?
Yeah, you are.
Guys?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
But I mean, you got to pack a lot of
What a lucky
socks.
guy you are.
Yeah. Pack socks to wipe the cum up.
I told my
Honey, where's my cum socks?
Yeah, I do.
Did you not pack the cum socks?
Yeah.
Damn it.
They look like the bottoms of hockey sticks when you're finished. You're stiff.
That's hysterical.
Crusty.
And Joe Coy, I want to promote Joe Coy. It's J-O. It's not J-O-Y. It's J-O-K-O-Y on Twitter and JOKOY.com if you want to see Joe. It's such a funny stand-up. And has gigs coming up at the Improv in D.C. is sold out. You got a bunch of stuff sold out. The Improv in Oxnard and then the Florida Theater in Jacksonville. The Improv in Chicago is sold out. Joe has a bunch of shit sold out. So go to his
That
website.
cocksucker sold out.
Yeah.
That cocksucker
That's
sold
the
out.
name of the tour, by the way. Cocksucking Tour.
Oh, you're there this weekend in D.C.?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're going this
Yeah,
weekend.
we just added. No, yeah, it's sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Good for you, bud.
motherfucker's sold out too.
Fucking Jim Norton.
Where's Oxnard, California?
Oxnard is going
Oxnard.
towards what is it to
Is
the
it
left?
Simi Valley?
No, it's Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's towards that.
I don't know where that
You
is.
haven't played that room?
No, I
It's
don't think so.
beautiful. It's
Jim,
new.
you got to play that room.
I've done Irvine. I've done a bunch of them. I don't think I've done that one.
Have you played the new Irvine and the new Brea?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever done Brea.
We've
we?
done the new Irvine. Yeah,
okay.
it's bigger and renovated. It's nice. The Oxnard one's only been there for like a year, right? It's pretty
Yeah,
new.
it's brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
don't
beautiful.
remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Should we break? We have to take one more break.
We'll take a break. Yeah.
I got to pee. And Kelsey, you promote anything?
That's what you're promoting.
I'm gonna be.
Do you have to pee?
Oh. Okay, well, why don't we stay through? Yeah,
What's
Travis
going
just told me Joe has to leave at 10:30, so we'll just stay.
Oh, okay,
I didn't know
yeah,
you have to leave at 10:30.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll just stay on.
I
Okay.
love it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about satellite because you do a podcast. I did your podcast. It's on Corolla's network.
Yeah.
It was fun, man.
Oh, thank you.
Who's the guy you do it with? You do a radio show with him, right? He does a radio show.
That's with my brother-in-law.
Oh, is he your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so and it's so funny when you didn't know someone had a talent. You're like, oh wow, you're really talented. Let's do this. But I don't even think he knew he could do that.
Right.
I think he just filled in one day. I brought him in. I was making fun of him. He came in. He sat down. I was like, oh wait, just sit with me more. Like,
You could
this is
just
fun.
do this.
Yeah, just do this.
Yeah.
You can screw my sister and do this. This is what you do.
Who's your original podcast partner?
Michael Yo.
Who's Michael Yo?
Michael Yo, he's on Extra, and
I think he does.
Chelsea.
I think
Chelsea a lot.
I think he might be. Is Michael Yo doing something here now? Maybe.
I think he is. Yeah.
Isn't he doing the
God,
afternoon show on Hits One or something like that?
That's what he's on.
That's
Yeah,
what
I had no
doing
idea that
right?
was on this. Yes,
He's
yeah,
doing
he
that
is.
over on Hits One. Yeah. In the afternoons, they did they're doing like an afternoon version of the morning mashup, but in L.A.
Yeah,
So
he's-
it's him and a girl and a guy.
Really nice guy, man. He's pretty cool, man. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, it's called Hollywood Hits. Travis said.
Nice.
I know the name. I don't know what he does.
Well, you didn't know the name until Travis said it.
No, I heard Michael Yo, but I didn't know. I didn't know exactly.
Oh, I thought you meant Hollywood Hits.
No. No, Hollywood Hits I've never heard of. No. That sounds like a million things.
What, Hollywood Hits?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does.
I remember David Spade did some show about he was whatever this show was, but I remember
Hollywood Minute?
It might have been. But
Hollywood, yeah,
They
that's
used
what
to
it
do
was.
that on SNL.
Yep.
The poster.
No,
was,
but he had his own show
And
on.
then, they changed that into on Comedy Central,
Yeah,
right?
they put it
the
on Comedy
poster
Central.
was so bad for it because the billboard said taking the whatever out of Tinseltown. It was some awful slug line. I
Was it
like,
ironic?
Oh fucking no! I don't think so.
shucks.
Something that Kirk Cinnamon put up there.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
The showbiz show. Yeah, maybe, maybe it was.
That's
maybe
what it was called. The
ironic.
Showbiz Show. That's what it was called.
I hope it was ironic. Yeah. Maybe David saw that and today doing this out of Tinseltown. That'll be douchey. Maybe he might have done it on purpose actually. So
Speaking of radio DJs, we haven't talked about it yet, but you hear the radio DJ that is accused of putting his hands all over Taylor Swift's ass is in court now?
Oh, no.
The
I
trial's
remember that
happening.
guy.
That's today, right?
Because he's suing. I think yesterday was opening statements. I wish I could watch this trial on TV like the OJ trial.
Yeah.
Because he's suing Taylor Swift because he got fired. Because So here's the photo. Pass that around, gang.
Oh my gosh.
He's this
Actual
radio
newspaper.
DJ.
So old.
And they were backstage. They did the Taylor Swift meet and greet for the radio station. And you can see his hand.
Wow,
see
yeah,
his right
it's
hand?
on there.
So Taylor said that he put his hand up her dress and grabbed her by the ass cheek.
Well, I don't know about up her dress.
That's what she
like,
said.
Come on,
She said he
Taylor.
grabbed a handful, and then the radio station fired him. So he said, I did not do that, and my reputation has been besmirched, and he's suing Taylor Swift for like $3 million.
But there's a picture right
But
there of him
there's-
doing it.
Yeah, he is doing it, but it's not up her her dress. But
And she's doing that thing where she's moving away from him.
It could be up her dress. That's a pretty short dress.
I will say this: he's definitely creepy looking.
He's not.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Even if he wasn't doing this, you go, oh, he definitely does this.
Fucking affliction shirt, motherfucker.
You might want to sue me too, buddy.
It doesn't look like he's touching her rib, and it looks like her body language is moving away from him.
Because that's what he goes and now she's countersuing for the legal fees and everything.
Then again, it looks like she's touching his ass too, so the picture might not be accurate.
Ooh, let me see that.
But so
what are you talking about, Jim?
Look at the angle of her arm.
But that's just the front. It could be like this.
You're right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
Because he's saying that he felt her ribs.
Where's her ribs?
Ribs is what he said in court. He was like, I felt her ribs.
Her ribs aren't in her asshole.
No, that's what he meant. The ribs that she ate for dinner last night.
Yeah,
He's poking out up there. Yeah,
that was bad.
You know what this picture looks like? This looks like he does morning radio, and before he went to this event with Taylor, he was like, I'm going to try him, I'm going to see if I can squeeze her ass. And everyone went crazy. Yeah, do it.
And he's the local morning show host, so like he's famous in the town.
Yeah,
but doesn't realize outside the town nobody gives a shit.
Why would you do that? Like a Taylor Swift is so fucking big.
Yeah.
If he did it on purpose, like sometimes you just take a picture and you're just not even thinking, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing to do. There's only one person more famous than Taylor. I think it's Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think Jesus Christ and then it's Taylor.
Yeah.
And it's just by a couple 100,000. Like on Twitter.
Twitter
Twitter. Yeah, Jesus has like 1 billion. She's like right there.
Yeah, JC still on
JC's
top.
got so many fans.
He's an ass man, though.
I know.
He loves an ass cheek. That's all it is.
What year was that?
That was it happened in 2013. But like it's just
taken
now.
4 years to get the court. That's why lawyers suck dick.
Because he got fired, and then he had to bring a suit together and file suit, and then she had to countersue, and then they probably had to wait a while.
I guarantee you, her lawyers.
They're going to drain
pushing
him
it
dry.
back. That's
they're
why
going to push it back until 2030.
Yeah, she can out-litigate him forever. I guarantee you, her lawyers, that's why they're countersuing too, so they can file motions and all that stuff.
And they'll just keep doing it.
They'll kill him.
Until he runs out of money.
He seems like he might be kind of a wreck. I guess he was on the stand yesterday, and they asked him, because I guess there's electronic recordings of the meeting that he had with his bosses, which are important to the case for whatever reason. But everything was destroyed that they were recorded on. So they go to him, and they're like, well, why, if these are so helpful to you, if they make your case, why would you destroy them? And he said, I did not destroy them on purpose. All that happened was I accidentally spilled coffee on my computer, I shattered my iPad by mistake, and I broke my iPhone while I was hiking.
That's crazy.
Wait, why
that happened on a Wednesday?
That's what happened.
Why does he have all the recordings?
Maybe he secretly recorded it in the meeting. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know, but they didn't say in the article. But
when was the last time you spilled anything on your computer? Honestly.
Come yesterday.
Whole bucket full.
Yeah, especially the last time you spilled anything on your computer.
I can't remember the last time.
And then followed that up with destroying your iPad and iPhone.
Yeah, it never happens. It never, ever happens.
No. If you went to the Genius Bar, they'd be like, you're lying to us.
Yeah, you're lying.
Yeah,
you're
I
not
did
telling
that,
the
and then I
truth.
just burned my house down accidentally. I don't know what the fuck happened.
It caught on fire. Spontaneous combustion, and it happened.
So he's saying that basically he doesn't have the evidence that he said he had. That picture's very dead. If she says,
how could you feel her rib? He said, I felt her rib.
I guarantee he told everybody he was going to do it, and he thought it would be funny on the radio, and she would just like, haha, like, she didn't know they was going to take it this far.
That's his girlfriend in the photo.
Is that hand
That's his girlfriend?
That's his girlfriend.
What? Is his hand up her ass?
I mean,
that looks bad.
He's in there, though.
He's in there, and that dress is short enough that he could easily just go like down 3 inches and then back up.
And
under it.
maybe she said, if she said that out of the blue, I can't see why she would say that out of the blue and then that picture. Those two things together don't make sense.
Right.
Look at his girlfriend, though, having the time of her life. She has no idea.
No, she does.
You think so?
Yeah, she looks like, you know, she looks like the kind of chick that, like, when you go to the town to perform, she's like, everyone calls me the Chelsea Handler of this city.
You're right.
I get that all the time.
Right.
There's always that one blonde that's like, in her late 50s, and she's just still drunk.
I tell it like it is, too.
Yeah, I don't have a filter.
Yeah.
You should get one.
Yeah.
She's suing him for $1. Why?
Just so there can be she's suing him for $1 and for the legal
Oh,
fees.
you have to put an amount and then the legal fees? So she's going to ask for legal fees at the end?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I think the $1 is what you were saying, so she can file motions, so
I
she
love
can
it.
really draw this thing out.
Really
like,
fun.
I'd like
so
$1, please.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. It's obvious. I'm going to sue you for $1.
Yeah.
I
not
can't
about
wait
the
to see him
cash.
write that check out.
He ought to just settle.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
$1.
Here's your $1. He'll just give it to her. Admit she's right.
Well,
yeah,
he
she won't
can't
leave.
because he's the one suing her. Her $1 is a countersuit.
Yeah, it's a countersuit.
He's trying to get $3 million out of her, and he probably thought that she would just settle because it's going to be so negative, the publicity.
He probably thought she'd settle.
Right.
And she ain't.
She's not settling.
She's probably saying,
Especially with that picture floating around.
if it's true, she's probably like, this guy touched my ass. I'm not
Right.
settling. I
She just
can out litigate this guy forever.
Decided
Yeah.
to push those chips. No, I think we'll just go in.
What's that?
We'll just go in.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a trash couple. She's wearing those like bedazzled jeans, right away.
You think they're swingers, and he was like convincing her because he's like hot shit in the town. He's like, I can get Taylor to come home with us.
Oh, that's so funny.
Do you think maybe he thought he got vibes off Taylor? Who knows? She's sexy.
And
what kind of vibe is he feeling?
She would never give him vibes.
You don't know. She might flirt during interviews. I've had people flirt during interviews where they're just trying to sell a product and that's who they are as performers.
I'll tell you this.
Oh, you were just flirting, so you don't really want this dick out, do you?
Yeah.
Let me put that back in.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
You winked at me, though. I thought that meant blowjob.
So what, you don't want me to finger you where the turds fall out?
My bad.
Taylor Swift does have that effect, though. She smiled at me once. And like instantly, I was like, I think maybe we could be boyfriend girlfriend. I think, I think that could happen.
Yeah.
She's just looking for a nice guy.
She's so whole, so I can show her what a real relationship is, no matter all the Hollywood hoopla. You couldn't, fat tits.
I talked to her for 10 seconds, and in my head, I'm already like, and then that was it. It was a 10-second interaction, and I was like, I think.
Are we?
We're feeling the same
That's what
thing
you said
right
at the
now.
end of the conversation.
Is this,
Are we in love? It's so weird.
Is this what because do you want to wear my pin?
Do I touch you or do you touch me in the private?
Is this not crazy what's happening right now?
Do we kiss right now?
Bring that ass over here. Let me grab that ass.
What time is dinner?
I already know what I'm going to say if I ever meet her.
What?
You know, when I first heard Me, I thought you wrote it about me and my experiences.
Oh, because you want to be. Oh, because
just let
and
it
my
die.
experiences. That's terrible.
Just let it sit there.
Say it one more time.
You know, when you first wrote Me, I thought you were writing that about me and my experiences in life.
And what do you
with
think's
that
going to
creepy-
happen
And
next?
that's how you're going to stand? Just real creepy?
Yeah, just kind of
one hand in a pocket?
Yeah.
No, both my hands, like
both
Glenn
hands?
Campbell, my thumbs.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah.
For the first time in your life, not blinking.
Yeah.
Just dead stare.
Dead stare. I'm gonna give her the old Boo Radley.
Fucking shark eyes. Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was about me. Were you picked on? I was.
Why were you?
What happens to this guy outside of radio, though? That's pretty much it.
I mean, that's it. Because he probably thought like, okay, I don't need radio anymore. I'm going to get $3 million.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go to his. He's probably.
Yeah, we're going to go to Cabo.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the extent of his goals.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Cabo. Mojitos, bitch. Let's do this. Compliment to Taylor Swift's asshole.
$3 million buys a lot of mojitos.
A lot of mojitos. These are the kind of guys that don't do taxes in their heads.
No.
They just think that $3 million lasts forever.
Yeah, no legal
There's
fees.
no legal fees.
No.
There's no taxes.
They're an athlete now. They're LeBron.
What do you mean I'm broke? I got $3 million. Get me another mojito.
They get a bill from the IRS for $1.5 million. Like, how am I supposed to pay this? I spent it already.
Yeah, when she probably, I bet you he's shit when he said, oh, she's countersuing because she wants legal fees, and something tells me her lawyers cost more than his.
Yeah.
Also, there's this meet and greet picture where it looks like your hand is on her ass.
Yeah. This is going to hurt your case.
This is tough.
Yeah, this is where you stuck 3 fingers in her butthole. Yeah, we have it on film.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's legit
so
too when
apparent.
TMZ's on there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And by the way,
they don't put anything shitty.
They watermark that shit. Because now that's their photo.
Yes, I love TMZ. I'm sorry.
You do?
I really do.
They've kind of grown on me too.
I love them, man.
When I learned that certain times that they won't, when I got to know Adam the cameraman, he's like, now a lot of times they don't fuck with people if they really don't want to be fucked with.
Yeah.
Like when I've learned that they do lay off a lot. Like
and half, more than half, most of it is paid anyway. Like it's all a negotiation. Like they're
I
not
never got
like,
paid for being on TMZ. I've been on many times. I've never been paid.
Well, you have to ask to be on TV.
No, I don't.
No.
That's a different deal.
No, they're like, you want to come on? We need some big celebrities. I'm like, all right.
Sam, are they charging you?
I'm there.
Yeah, don't you have to pay to be on TMZ?
Hey, Sam, TMZ, $100. You want to be on? Fuck yeah! This one's called Cum Socks. You're gonna love it.
No, I know a lot of people that have gotten paid by TMZ.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I have not.
I love TMZ, man.
I just hate their banter. I just think it's.
You mean
When they're sitting around the office?
Yeah, I hate that.
What is that called? The writer's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking uncomfortable.
They're just bantering.
It's a great format for a show.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind co-hosting that show.
That guy's
Oh,
smart.
really?
Yeah.
For you mean permanently?
No, just as a temporary.
For how long?
I don't know, whenever they want me.
Are you still in Taylor Swift character right now?
Yeah.
No,
Are you still creepy Jim right
Yeah.
now?
I'm always
TMZ.
creepy, Jim.
Are you-
Now I'm just.
He's putting the Hollywood vibes out there. He thinks that's how it works in show business.
No, they asked me to
Maybe if I
co-host.
mention on the air
they
that
ask you?
I'll...
Yeah, but I wasn't there. They actually asked me to do it, but I wasn't there.
So you're going to jump on?
You bet I will.
Good.
What's in the news?
You can have one of
Jim,
those.
that's bad. That's really bad. So, Joe Coy's in the news. Joe, what's going on? I'd be so bad.
You're going to bring it, just not natural at all.
Yeah. It's not natural all with Jim. Jim
Yeah.
just goes like this. Kanye,
Yeah.
right? Kanye?
What's the TMZ sound?
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't.
That what's his name? Harvey Levin?
Harvey Levin, yeah, he's a
dude.
genius.
Oh, he's a genius.
I used to hate him too, but then the more I've learned about him, I'm like, this guy's a smart dude.
Yeah. And he made a business out of it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I love how he plays down that he's a lawyer. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm a douchey lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Who cares?
He, would you have your own, like, cup? Like, they have those office coffee cups?
No, I would drink my patented thing. There's no ice left in this, but I would drink like an icy coffee, and I would do that like with the ice. Did the sound of the ice?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know. I mean, they saw her there buying lipstick, but who knows? She was supposed to be out with her husband.
Oh, damn,
and a
Jim.
slurp after.
God, he knows everything.
That's good.
That's
yeah,
pretty good.
that's really
Practicing.
good.
Yeah, Kardashians. Jesus Christ, who saw that coming for Pete's sake?
Good.
Yeah.
I
would use old man expressions. That's what I would do. That'd be my thing on TMZ. So, Kim, you and Kanye are fighting. Heavens to Betsy. Tell us what's going on.
Heavens to Betsy.
That's good.
That's the shirt he sells on the road.
Heavens to Betsy.
Heavens to Betsy.
And the H has an arrow pointing up towards heaven.
I love that.
That's cool
people,
swag.
Yeah, people open up their Snap app just so he says it real quick.
Yeah.
Say, Heavens to Betsy.
You should do that. You should come up with a joke where Heavens to Betsy is the punchline, and then right after you say the punchline, just be like, by the way, these Heavens to Betsy T-shirts are going to be available right after the show.
No. I got one better, Sam. He closes his show and he yells out to the crowd, Heavens! And the crowd responds, to Betsy!
Yeah.
I'm out of here, cocksuckers! I'm looking for luggage! And
That's
then he
great.
fucking leaves.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
that.
looking, and he sells luggage.
Yeah.
That's what he sells.
Well, he's on the Looking for Luggage tour.
Yeah.
Have you come up with a name for your tour yet?
I have.
Is it Looking for Luggage?
No.
Oh.
What is it, Jim?
Kneeling room only.
You can keep it.
Kneeling
Good.
room only. That's good.
That's great.
I love it.
Blowjob joke. I love it.
Yeah, there's no other way. What else are you going to call it
Blowjob,
for?
or maybe it's worship. Maybe it's like
Exactly. Or maybe it's coder licking.
Okay.
I like to be on my knees and eat a cooter.
Yeah.
Is that how
Who
you do
doesn't
that?
Who doesn't like being on their knees when they're eating cooter?
Fucking licking a cooter.
Yeah.
I like fucking turning her sideways and just fucking flopping the lips.
Oh, man.
God.
Kelsey's about to have an orgasm over here.
I
Calm
can't
down,
handle it.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Be
Didn't bring it,
professional,
yeah.
for God's sake.
What is this, by the way?
fanning yourself right now. Wow.
Didn't bring a change of panties, but I should have.
What is this video you're talking about? Is this a real video, Dan, in Chicago of Taylor Swift?
Yeah, this YouTube video of this. Taylor Swift's got this effect on guys. She's got this pudgy little 50-year-old guy standing outside of her hotel. She was going to a show or whatever, and he's yelling at her, "Hey, did you get my note, Taylor? Did you get my note, Taylor?"
Okay, we'll look
And
for it.
it's just sad.
Thanks. Sorry, fat fan yelling note. Yeah. I thought it was somebody angrily yelling at her. I didn't know it was good-naturedly. I want someone angrily yelling at her.
No, just somebody yelling at her, seeing if they got his note. That's a little sad.
Yeah. Do you ever write a letter to a celebrity?
No, never.
You're a
That would
kid?
be the worst thing to do.
I feel like you've written many.
Have
No,
you,
not
Jim?
many, but I did when I was a kid. How old are you? I'm 48. I'm 49.
I'm 46.
Oh, you might. Okay. So I wanted to meet Ozzy when I was growing up. So Jet Records in England, I sent them a note asking for like an autograph or whatever. Or I wrote a few letters to celebrities. I wrote the Church of Satan when I was a teenager.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Did you really?
Yeah, I asked them to put a spell on this girl, make her like me.
Oh
no,
my
you didn't.
God.
No, you
Yes, I
didn't do
did.
that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God! What?
That might be the worst thing I've ever heard.
How old were you?
Probably
29.
16.
29.
16? You weren't 16.
I was. Yeah, I was drinking. I was drunk.
So
That's what I do.
you got drunk and wrote a letter to the Church of Satan?
Yeah, I mean, again, it might have been 15. It was like in that area.
Oh, my
That's still too old.
God.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck yeah.
That is so funny.
I wish I still had the note. 'Cause I was crying when I wrote it.